Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. Ooh, gonna be a bit of a quiet one this week because nothing much has happened. Anyway, listen to dulcet tones of myself, Maffew, his lovely friend Jack wearing a VHS t-shirt.
Yeah.
And Andrew wearing a smile.
Oh, it's lovely to be here yet again, boys.
Good to be with you too, pal.
Ross is obviously still feeling a bit unwell, but he has been working from home. So he's not like laid out totally.
No.
He's just,
Yeah.
but he had some dodgy chicken.
From Tesco's. Tesco's, who publicly put out the thing, sorry, you may have got, the E. coli's a free gift with the chicken you may have purchased, or whatever it was that gave him. So, Ross, hope you're doing all right. Oof.
I know, sounds nasty.
Meat from Tesco sometimes. We once got a Christmas, we got a turkey crown one time when I was working at Tesco. Got it discount and everything, looked good, it was fresh. Opened it up, it's all rancid inside.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad.
We've got a few Tesco alumni, and Fraser as well used to work for Tesco. So we know the inner secrets. I don't know.
Their evil, bad meat-making ways. God.
We've all worked in retail. You've worked in retail.
I worked for HMV.
Ah.
And CX for about a week and a half.
Oh.
And it turned out 0 contract can mean 0 hours. I went, cheery bye.
It was like a Vine or a TikTok or something once where this guy's like trading in a game at CEX and he goes in. I think I've mentioned this. And the guy behind the counter is like, cut my life into it. And he's like, can I trade in this game?
Yeah, it's about right. I never associate more with the Kevin Bishop joke where he goes, was about that thing about doing the government trying to do work experience for kids who don't have work experience. So they're working at Poundland or whatever. And he goes, imagine working at a place where everything's worth a quid apart from you. And I'm like, I felt that's my very core working there.
But if we were working in retail or for any company and we were being creatively mistreated, what would we do?
Wow. Oh no, what Jack's talking about. We'll move on to this crazy little thing he's talking about. I'll move on to the big news this week. Especially if you're like, the UK lot and like to, go to bed at a comfortable time and wake up in the morning all fresh and what happened? Sasha Banks and Naomi walk out on WWE. Let's do this in storyline progressive.
Yeah.
Women's Tag Team Champion Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out of WWE Raw according to a report from Fightful Select. According to interviews at the Raw tapings, Banks reportedly wasn't satisfied with the creative plans for her. Banks was supposed to be involved in a 6-pack challenge with Becky Lynch, Naomi, Asuka, Doudrop, and Nikki Ash. During Raw, it was then announced that Asuka would instead face Lynch, and that, quote, they left the building, like Elvis, I guess. The report adds, we haven't specifically heard that Naomi was involved, but that she and Banks left near the start of the show. The restatement, which we do not see very often from WWE, which makes it all the more special. When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event of tonight's Raw. During the broadcast, they walked into WWE head of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis' office with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts,
Whoa!
to shoot, on his desk and walked out. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions, and even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct the match.
Wow.
Okay.
8 hours.
8 hours.
They claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with 2 of their opponents, even though they had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequence. Raw is a scripted live TV show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract. We regret we were unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event. Oh, God, the first time it's ever happened on Raw.
I know they never apologise for not delivering on the advertised match.
Wouldn't it be funny if they did that every time? We're very sorry that Triple H cruelly ran over someone backstage.
We're sorry that Kane set Jim Ross on fire.
We did not expect Kane to be doing that. I was lying there. And then an update, Fightful Select reported that Naomi was actually scheduled to win the 6-pack challenge. The match would have built to ensure Naomi and Banks didn't interact with the encounter, while Nikki Ash also wouldn't have been involved with Doudrop at any point. Naomi would then have pinned Nikki Ash to win the match. W statement claimed Banks and Naomi were uncomfortable in the ring, which certainly sounds like, to me and everybody else, what's a nice way of saying this for a PG? A crock. There we go.
Well, that is, a lot of people have come out since, a lot of different news sources and gone, that aspect's really not true.
Yeah.
It's trying to do their best to make this, what's the thing when someone leaves and there's like all the negative press comes
They
out?
do it about Bray and that, don't they? Creative difficulties.
Suddenly, as soon as the guy leaves, it's like, I'm glad they're gone. Such a pain in the backside.
Yeah.
Is there a term for it?
Like disparaging or...
Yeah. Is that whitewashing? Is that the thing I'm looking for? Or is that for Windows?
I'm not sure, but I know what you mean.
Right. Furthermore, the restatement acknowledged that Banks and Naomi they weren't respected enough as tag team champions. There's only the crux of Banks and Naomi's unhappiness, and Fightful noted Sasha Banks and Naomi's issues largely were concerns about the direction of their tag team and the division as a whole. Which is interesting when the most high-profile times people have left WWE, like in ways like this, it's never been about, I want more money, It's always like, no, I disagree with the creative, and I think it could be better as I take this seriously. Like Austin leaving in 2002 because you went, wait, Brock Lesnar, I'm losing 2 with no build. What are you on about? Jeff Jarrett didn't like the idea. Wait, so my character's going to be dead after they revealed I can't sing. All right, I'll leave now so you can't do the angle. Ha ha. And now this is like, wait, they're taking this. I was actually really impressed that they were willing to take the women's tag team championships this seriously.
Well, it shows that they've got passion and want to make it better.
Yeah.
And I know that, a lot of people came out and were like, it's very unprofessional. They've left their colleagues in the lurch and they're scrambling to put together the rest of the show. But I think it's just only natural to want to take the side of the workers rather than like the $1 billion pound or $1 billion pound. You know what I mean? Then WWE, the conglomerate that is WWE, you know what I mean? Like,
Sorry, be doing the NFTs, so we just
but yeah, I just think that it's personally anyway, it's easier to sympathize with Sasha and Naomi than it is WWE for having to scramble together the rest of a show with their 500 wrestlers or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also like, okay, so we're going to build this up. And again, God love them because I'll easy put, what's the least valuable title in all of women's tag team titles?
Apart from the 24/7, if we're counting the 24/7.
I don't know, yeah. I've put that above that.
Right.
But they're like, no. We're treating this seriously. These are belts. I'm like, God love you, but they haven't been. So obviously they've been told, all right, I'll do that if you could take it seriously. Okay, you're both going to have singles matches at Hell in a Cell, and you're both going to lose them. It's like, that sounds like a good tag team build. It's like...
And then I think also the sort of secondary implication of that was that the tag titles would then be like totally put on the back burner for those 2 singles feuds. And then and that was their other gripe as well. Not only are the champions looking weak, but the belts that they hold have just been forgotten about as well.
Yeah.
And I think it seems a little bit, doesn't it, like this is like the straw that broke the camel's back. It seems like this is there's been a lot of frustration bubbling underneath.
I mean,
that's just speculation, of course.
I think for Sasha especially, like one of the people who absolutely rallied for these belts to be a thing in the first place, and then she's held them a few times now, and each time, apart from maybe when her and Bayley had them, it's been extremely lackluster, I think. Like, and to finally get them again, and for her to be put into a thing with Naomi, and then actually make it work and get over and stuff a little bit.
And for those two as well, like Naomi's occasionally popped up and sort of trended amongst non-wrestling fans whenever she's like doing cool moves or wearing cool attire, and a lot of normal people are like, whoa, she's insane, like she's so cool. Yeah. So she's got the potential for mainstream crossover appeal. Sasha, I'd argue, is even one level beyond that, where she literally does have mainstream crossover appeal, and the lack of a push she's received is baffling. Like, it's really weird.
I fully agree with you.
She's in Star Wars.
Yep.
She's been on like Hot Ones and stuff. She's been on big mainstream things, and they just go, it's just Sasha.
Yeah.
Right. No, we like the stuff when we're involved. You can't go out and do this by yourself.
Whenever you see Sasha appear on anything outside of WWE's bubble, the host or whoever is always like visibly blown away by how cool she is. They're always like, wow, like she's so awesome.
Oh, and obviously the crux is, why was she on Star Wars? Was it because of all the impressive WWE stuff? No, it's because the producers saw her on Hot Wings. Or Hot Ones, sorry. And we're like, whoa, she's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a wrestler? We had no idea. Like, it's just nuts. And I agree with you. Sasha Banks is one of the big stars that we have. That the fans see her as that. But you wouldn't know it the last few months or even years ago. She's one of the big 4.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, cool, you can come in and lose somebody in a singles match. And like, wasn't I a tag team?
Yeah.
Are we building this up to something?
She's both as well. Yeah. She's got the mainstream star potential, and she's really good in the ring as well. Really she's one of their better wrestlers as well.
Yeah. Oh, but that's what we're saying. The wrestlers are clearly not agreeing with this. Brian Alvarez, more whitewashing, reported on Wrestling Observer Live that there was, quote, zero sympathy for the Blueprint and people he had spoken to called her a mark, that's not her name, and a diva. No, women's. It's a bit behind the times, just like. Internally, I'm sure Jimmy Uso's sticking up for Naomi and everything like that. Sure, sorry. Somebody internally is going to do whatever. But I have not heard from one person, not one that is sticking up for... I'm not going to do that the entire time. And not only that, they are not sticking up for Sasha Naomi, but boy, have I heard a lot of terms thrown around. Mark. Wow, okay, just a complete drubbing from Alvarez. It's like, okay...
I think that's already been slightly disproven because we saw people like Bayley and Shayna Baszler make kind of implicit shows of support on social media.
Oh, Shayna Baszler called us some Warhammer.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that went
helped.
miles over my head because
Yeah, so everybody else is going.
I'm more
all
of
right.
a Skaven kind of guy. No, I don't know, but Bailey's was quite clearly a show of support as well, I think.
Yeah.
Then you had former wrestlers like FTR and stuff.
Yeah. Posting pictures and stuff, and CM Punk as well. Like,
Yeah,
Again,
Punk, yeah.
these negative reports always come up when,
But I imagine there is some
Ructions.
truth. Alvarez wouldn't have just made that up. I imagine there are some wrestlers who've gone, what are you doing?
yeah.
Of course, they're all
yeah.
insecure people.
But there's a
they can go to Vince to go, that was me, I spoke to Alvarez.
the whole culture of wrestling, from my experience, it was weird that it was like there's such a obsession around not acknowledging how cool what you're doing is. Like you can't do anything otherwise you're a mark for yourself. Like that's
What people say about Bret Hart.
That term got thrown around
eternity.
right, exactly. You've got to go out there and be as cool and much of a star as you can. But the second you get backstage, you've got to pretend that everything you've done is normal and that you've done it all
right.
before and that you've got to be so cool about it. I'm like,
And it's so give and
it's
take
so
when it's
strange,
like, okay,
man.
don't take this seriously,
that's
even
why
though
people
I
hate-
love doing
I
this
think
and
that's
the
why.
flipping.
I mean, I'm not always a fan of what they get up to, but I think that's why people hate the Young Bucks so much because they've totally flipped on its head and they just mock that whole culture all the time. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it sucks having fun.
Yeah,
It's
exactly,
the thing
yeah,
you love
basically.
doing. Yeah. So it's weird. Like it's give and take, though, isn't it? It has been since forever, especially with WWE. It's like, all right, yeah, go there and take the job seriously and don't show up, unable to perform or anything like that. All right, fine. But also, it's like if you said yes to everything they told you to do, then you get, gimmick killers and career
Exactly.
killers and stuff like that.
And there's that whole thing.
Oh, naked Midian, great.
There's that whole kind of weird hypocrisy about WWE where they go, they hate, and someone who got hammered for his attempt at a joke was Matt Cardona. But ironically, he's a great example of someone who got themselves over and then didn't, then WWE punished him for it.
Oh,
What do you think about his tweet?
There's two parts to this. One is this, and then is the aftermath of this, because obviously this is still developing. Probably even more has happened by the time this is happening. Obviously, we've got to put this podcast out some day of the week, all right? But God, what a feel down Twitter. Because obviously there's a lot of people like, boo, stand up for WWE and all the other stuff, and it's just hilarious. But yeah. So Zack Ryder tweeted about, if only I had left when completely, not only buried, but with like 6 feet of lead poured on top just to make sure they wouldn't get over.
I wondered if he was trying to make a joke and then CM Punk went, what? Are you doing?
And then CM Punk went, yeah, but you didn't, did you? You didn't walk out.
Oh, God.
Because obviously CM Punk did, and obviously got a lot of vitriol. Again, it's been done to death. And I should have. It's like, yeah, but you didn't, did you? And then, speaking of CM Punk, Ryan Sam, because again, so a lot of negative reports. I'm not going to give even any airspace to some of the people who suddenly decided to become wrestling journalists on Twitter, say some things. But then Ryan Sam was talking about one of them and went, this person, don't pay attention to them. They did this and said things about my girlfriend. And CM Punk quote, you don't want to talk?
Oh, dear.
And no one could tell what exactly that was in reference to, because was it in reference to the fact that it was Ryan who put out that report that Sasha Banks was crying on the floor
WrestleMania 35,
uncontrollably? It was like Alice in Bleeding Wonderland. People swimming through the locker
And
room.
then, but what I was just going to touch on was that the WWE's whole thing about not wanting to push people who step outside the box or wanting to keep everybody in line, but then they trot out these like older wrestlers on Steve Austin's podcast and stuff who go, you've got to grab you've got to take risks, you've got to grab the brass ring, you've got to stand up for yourself. Well,
Right.
It seems so arbitrary when that works and when it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like Kofi Kingston stands up to Vince and wrestles him on a plane or whatever, on an air runway, and that works for him. But then someone else, Titus O'Neil, gives him a friendly pat on the shoulder and gets
Hey,
6 months
Vince,
fine
wait
or
for
something.
your daughter to leave. Be polite. Hey, don't be... You're fired. You're fired. Trish. No, God, no, don't fire him.
It's so weird, man.
So, I mean, especially, obviously, on this podcast, we are pro Sasha and Naomi. And
Oh, God, I really do think so.
Why wouldn't we be?
Yeah.
Especially with Cultaholic's entire existence being very similar circumstances.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hey, know your worth. And I'll say this. Before this, I liked Sasha Banks and Naomi. Now I love them.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Women's tag team champions forever.
Oh, Sash the job.
Yeah. On that, well, obviously, move on. Probably people already made their mind up, but we'll move on to, that CM show that we didn't want to talk about last week, so we didn't give them any publicity. Well, it didn't matter about us not talking about them because bloody, that went normal person viral, like Naomi, because my mum was sending me, appearing in some newspapers. And that's resulted in NCL having their debut show in Sheffield cancelled.
Yeah, that sucks so
Local
much.
council. It'll be the first of many probably, because like, whoa,
Yeah.
no wrestling
But
here.
they'll. I'm sure that'll like eventually promotions that deserve it, like North, will expand when they deserve it, and they will do.
Yeah.
The demand is there from fans. I
Yeah.
think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see County Durham wrestling in the news and trending. It's this.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, and there's also, I mean, UK wrestling's back because I don't know if you've heard.
Don't you think? Obviously, it's been a busy week for wrestling news, but you think I'd leave out the authors of NFT
Yeah. What?
allegedly are coming back.
Wes.
I say back for their show Wrestling Entertainment Series. Wes. They'll debut
in Nottingham.
in
So
June
good.
4th,
Have you
the
seen-
Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham, England, with half the cast of Control Your Narrative.
Have you seen
half
the card?
cast, half
Yes.
the cast of 205 Live, and the former Braun Strowman taking on Alistair Overeem.
Alistair
Wow.
Overeem, who Andrew found a quote where he did
Oh,
use.
God, what did he say about wrestling?
He used quite homophobic language, but
yes.
the crux of it was, it's rubbish. I
Yeah.
hate wrestling.
He hates wrestling.
So, what?
But he loves money.
He does love money.
That's it. I'm
And
so
testosterone.
so intrigued about this because
me too.
I can't wait
Half
to see.
tempted to go.
Well, I can't wait to see because we looked at
Is it the
ticket
new
prices. and
Is it the
stuff
new
as well.
5-star wrestling?
6 stars
They-
at least for that main event.
Need Jake Hager for that though.
Oh yeah, we do.
You do. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this goes because I mean, with the prices that the tickets were at, I don't know if it's going to be a success or not.
No, and Clash at the Castle's ticket prices made a stir as well.
And
Yeah.
the other thing, cash at the castle. Absolutely. So some people online going, how dare you see how much the tickets are? Cheapest tickets are £39.40 with obstructed views.
Oh,
Then 67.50, 112.50, 168.75, 225, £281.25, 337.50, 450, 562, 787, 1,125, and finally 1,687. John Lister on Twitter said, adjusting for inflation, SummerSlam 92 tickets cost 32 quid, 44 quid, 61 quid in today's money.
No. Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is insane.
How big is this arena, by the way? Because that's a lot of like different
Yeah.
tiers and
I
stuff.
thought it was the big
too.
one, right?
It's not the Millennium. It's Principality, isn't it?
That's the one.
Principality,
Yeah,
That's when they do all
Principality.
the boxing stuff.
Oh
like,
right,
so it's
Oh,
the
it's
giant
big.
one, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I assumed it was anyway. You know what? I hadn't even thought about it too much because I'm too distracted by the
seems big.
cover.
Yeah,
Look like Highlander 6.
It's so good.
it is good.
It's I'm all right.
The sword.
And it's on. It's like
reflection.
flaming. All
Ah.
flame, like the smoke's
I
coming.
can't
off
wait for Drew to beat Roman by DQ in that.
Yeah.
it. With a sword to the chest.
Yeah. And the only thing more amazing than those ticket prices, the fact that Kota Ibushi is still employed by New Japan.
Yes, yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, he said all those things, and I guess I don't know. They looked at it and went, "Well, if we get rid of him or kill him off, it'll prove all those things true, right?" So I think they've been very sensible to say, "No, we'll leave you here for a bit." And I don't know.
Fair enough.
Toriano pin you a bunch of times, but yeah, that story just came. It's called just simmering underneath. Now.
Yeah, yeah.
And God, is it fascinating how quick wrestling stories move for wrestling? 'Cause that was a
Yeah.
week ago. That was the biggest
Wow.
thing in the world, and now it's like, all right, whatever, move along.
That or there's a pain show briefly. Just one of the matches is Lindsay Dorado versus Mojo.
I was about
Rawley.
to say, like, you might want
Yeah.
to go and see your lad,
Well,
Lindsay.
it's like Adam's favorite versus my favorite. So we should get booked to manage them, really,
Or you could get
We-
booked to fight each other.
or fight each other.
I'd watch you fight each other.
Oh, like
What?
Oh,
You'd win.
like the Game
I don't
Grumps,
know. He's got
fighting
such
thing.
range.
The bigger they are, the
that's
harder
right.
they fall.
Okay.
Chop him down.
He-
Take the legs out.
You could take Eagle Raptor.
Why the game? Why the game rooms getting involved?
Say at that
Did they do a fight?
Yeah, the
YouTube
boxing
boxing thing.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They were like the only ones I knew on that card, so I'm officially old and not with it.
Is it happened?
Super
Yeah, it
Mega
happened.
were there as
Did
well.
they, did they win?
He did not know.
No,
No,
he
what,
got
you-
beat
No,
by
because
the
people were
Epic
really,
Mealtime
really
man.
happy he got his head kicked in.
Yeah, I saw a video. I don't really know much about the Game Grumps, but didn't he do a video once about how Ocarina's not good? Well, Ocarina is good, my friend.
That was the other thing on Twitter saying, no, he said a lot more worse things. His thoughts on Zelda and Sonic wasn't good or whatever.
All right, but that's the
Well,
only thing I
anyway,
know. That's the only thing I
true,
know
guess.
about him.
All
So.
right. I didn't like your Goof Troop video.
So anyway, I mean, big news. That's been the week of news. Was there any more? Sorry.
Be a bit,
Oh, no.
a little bit. MJF is apparently leading towards leaving AEW in 2024. And I looked at according to Ariel Helwani, and I looked at that and went, dude, Tony Khan have signed 100 more people by that point. It'd be all right.
Yeah.
So I think that was much of that. Nash Carter apologized for dressing up as a certain painter. Sorry, fair enough. And YouTube algorithm's going to kill that story, so we'll move on. And then Ric Flair, of course, and just little news, is doing his in-ring return at StarCast weekend.
But Ricky Steamboat's pulled out.
He's not
I don't think
doing
he ever pulled out. He was asked if he wanted to do it. He said no. So I don't think he was ever...
Steamboat remains, he's still always a babyface, 100 all the time, even now. Just a baby, just doing the right thing every time. He said, his quote was like, well, I want people's last memory of me to be that WrestleMania thing with Jericho and how I was still all right. And I don't want to do it now.
Yeah, the Backlash thing. Where he
and the Backlash
phenomenal.
thing, yeah.
And then the Nexus killed him.
Yeah. But I mean, I bet, and I don't want him to, I bet he'd still be all right now. Just judging by how great he was in 56 or whatever. He'd be like 70 now, won't he?
I don't know how old he is, but he's definitely not 73, which is what Ric Flair will be. And he looked rotten in 2011.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
No, I can't. Wait.
That is all the wrestling news. But we'll end on a nice, happy bit after all that negative stuff and just say, well done, Davey Grant, the dish from Bish, winning again at UFC Vegas. Bishop Auckland, lad.
Well done, the dish from Bish. Okay.
Dish from Bish.
Cool. You got a UFC fighter from Bishop Auckland?
We certainly have.
Really?
He wins.
Well done.
And I went on the UFC website and buy his shirt and wear it for this. He hasn't got one.
Oh, you can
So you know
make
what?
one.
He should walk out
Yes, you should.
and punch anybody who gets in his way because he's hard. Not as hard as we are right now. Talking about wrestling for you guys.
Oh no!
What?
For such an innocent little boy, Andrew's sometimes your sense of humour is dirty.
Sorry. What was that?
Sometimes it's dirty, mate.
Chicken.
Dirty sense of humour.
Chicken.
Anyway, I'm not sure if that's dirtier than Tesco's chicken, exactly.
Alleged? No, not allegedly. It was.
No, it is.
was,
They
yeah.
say apologise.
They said.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Let's
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
That's time for everyone's favourite segment, the Hall of Fame.
Oh yes, indeed.
And in condescending order from last week, Tama, the Train Master Cat.
You all let a
One
dead
animal
cat.
down. Let's find out what the other animal did. Come on.
I think I was being quite like
I may
not
have-
overly negative, just like, oh, so it didn't really do much then, did it?
That cat was adorable.
It was adorable.
Just
It was
when
very
but
adorable.
you just revealed that it was dead all along at the end. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man.
This is the
Oh,
twist.
that really puts people in the mood for wrestling for another few hours. It's
Yeah.
a dead cat. Wally the Walrus, who's alive, 32%.
Two animals down.
Wow.
Like a poacher. And then location-specific heel/baby faces, 47%.
We're bringing the
inspired
Hall of
by-
Fame back to its roots, ladies and
Well
gentlemen.
done,
Well done.
wrestling. I know, very good pick this week as well,
Thank you.
considering it was MJF in the or was it
Why?
the... No, CM Punk had the football show as well.
They
didn't
both had,
Yeah,
they
they
were
both-
ice hockey
Oh,
shirts.
that's
The
right.
New
Yeah.
York Islanders.
Sports.
Islanders.
Because it's Long Island, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
thank you. I think about that.
But
So as the winner of last week, and well done, pal. What is your pick this week?
well, originally I was going to go for Billy Joel.
Ooh.
Because he's just got so many songs.
You've done that before.
Have I? Yeah.
Swear you have.
Well, me and Jack Atkins were having a Billy Joel sesh yesterday in our side of the
Yeah.
office, and it just banger after banger after banger, Maffew.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. My most underrated Billy Joel song is Downeaster Alexa. Do you know that one about the boat?
No.
Oh, it's
About the
powerful.
boat. What about the walrus on the boat?
He doesn't mention
The
a
Walrus
walrus.
and the garbage. Sorry.
But instead, I've not gone for Billy Joel. But I just thought he deserved a mention because he just got so many songs.
Oh, yeah, he's already talked about.
Oh man, the king of Long Island. Actually, maybe that's why I was thinking about him. Yeah.
Could be.
But I'm going to instead nominate Adam Paci's Twitch stream this week because it's one of the funniest streams I've ever watched.
Oh, what did he do?
Oh man. Right, so he got convinced to go on. Now I don't really know about Gary's mod, but he went on Gary's mod, right, where he was like in a server with like different, not people from our chat, just random people. So it was risky. It's been taken down now because some bad language was used, not from Adam, from everyone else. And the first one he went in
Doubt.
was a Harry Potter server.
Oh, that's why someone brought it up in my Twitch.
Mate,
I
it was so
I swear
funny.
they say the randomest things, and I don't know if it's real or not. And I come in here and it's like, oh, I did this. So what happened in this Harry Potter role?
Fair play to Adam.
Gary's mod.
Is it Gary's mod?
Gary's mod, yeah.
Yeah.
On a roll? Okay.
Fair play
That's a
to
bunch of
Adam.
words.
Yeah, so they're all running around like that. The graphics are awful. And
Yeah.
stuff. So Adam's like taking it seriously. He's like, who wants to get some butterbeer, guys? Come on. Just all these teenagers just bullying him mercilessly. It's so funny. And then he moved to a different mod, which I don't know what the theme was of that one, but it was like more of just like a...
What was it?
It was like futuristic street gangs, kind of cyberpunky.
I can't remember the Dark. I think it was called Dark Server or something like that.
But he was it was all gang based. He joined a gang called like the Frog Squad or something. And then their rivals were called I don't know if I can say this word, but it's a British term for a woman's lady parts, and it rhymes with binge.
Okay.
Called the binge munchers. That was his rivals. And basically, Adam's like there's this really helpful guy, the leader of the Frogs, who's like teaching him, like showing him the ropes and stuff. Like, oh, you got to start off at the bottom of the chain, begging for money and stuff, and then you work your way up. So Adam sets up like a little collection box on the side of the road, and someone just puts in like loads of money, and he's like, oh, I'm rich, I'm rich now, and you just hear this little voice from a random person on the server go, yeah, now you can move out the Isle of Wight. And Adam goes, oh. Then there's nothing that happens for like a minute or so, and he's just chatting to the other gang members and stuff, and then one of them just starts jabbing him, going, he's a Tory. Get the Tory. It was so entertaining. And a lesser streamer, I would have crumbled, but he stuck in there for a while.
Yeah, he's got that poker face, hasn't he?
It's very good.
Man.
He's very
Even
good.
with dealing with the mean streets of Hogwarts.
Yeah, and in the Hogwarts one as well, everyone's like just messing about. Adam's trying to learn what to do and learn a spell or whatever. Just this one guy over his mic, you can just hear him going, California. He's just singing California Girls in full, and it sounded a bit like me. So the chat were like, is that Jack singing California?
Not
I
to
was
mention,
in the chat as well.
Oh, sorry,
Favorite Billy Joel song.
not to mention he got kidnapped as well. So he got a bag put on his head and muted and gagged, so he like couldn't say anything. And they just beat him up until he had like 3% health left.
Yeah,
and
the
let him
Slytherins,
go.
the Slytherins bullied him. Yeah, they really did. He was a Hufflepuff.
It's so
Of
good.
course he is.
No,
that
I
happens
reckon
in
Adam's a
Harry Potter.
Ravenclaw in real life. IRL.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Griff.
Yeah, I reckon. You're a big Griff.
I've done the test.
I think I've done the test.
What are you?
Hufflepuff. I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
Hufflepuff.
There's no shame in that. Cody Rhodes is a very proud Hufflepuff.
Is he?
He always talks about it.
Wow.
Despite
Get him on the list.
Despite Cody Rhodes being the most obvious Gryffindor I've ever seen in my life, he claims he's a Hufflepuff. I think he's Gryffindor.
I don't know, Hufflepuff. You know, like what are they? Badger. White hair, white streak. down the
Okay.
head. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Dusty's a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
100%
Yeah.
Hufflepuff. Okay.
Anyway, what are you, Matthew?
Confused.
Okay.
I can't remember. I would have said Hufflepuff, but no, you guys have said it, so.
No, I'm a
you being a
Gryff.
Hufflepuff, probably. I reckon.
Yeah, I like being mid.
What's
Only those people in Harry
What
Potter
are
just
you,
like, what are you
Tubby?
doing? I'm still me.
What are you? Do you know
Not
what you
involved
are?
in this life or death situation.
Any Harry Potter, so
You've never even read any of the books?
you'd have to tell me.
He's wearing a leopard print
think
kind of
Richard's-
thing right now.
Yeah.
I
but
think he might be Gryffindor.
he might be. He's got the swag of a Gryffindor.
He does.
But he's got the demeanor of a Ravenclaw. So I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, anyway, moving away from very successful non-problematic series like Harry Potter, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But she'd be playing that nowadays. So the stream that we can't see now, is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah, Adam's Twitch stream on Tuesday.
Gone
Oh,
away.
that was
this
so
seems
good.
very braggadocious, to be honest with you.
Well, it's not my stream.
I saw it. But
Oh,
you
right.
didn't.
Well, I didn't know at the time that it was going to be a collector's item, but it was class.
Fair enough then.
I'm not even like taking the mickey out of him. It was really funny.
Well,
really
he puts on the charm.
Oh,
doesn't he?
he played his role really well.
Yeah.
Because I think Pachiti's really good. This sounds horrible, but really good at getting annoyed on the stream.
Yeah.
It adds to the. I don't know what it does for his psyche over a long term, but it's funny.
He's
at the time.
perfectly sane.
Yeah.
And that's a lovely pick there.
Thank you.
Mine, if we go right to Richard Tubman, that link I sent him.
Oh.
Does he still have it?
Ooh, Is it an animal? Is it an animal?
It's not an animal. It's even better than animal. Sent in by Paul Carrot. Thank you very much, Paul. Dreadful Man of the Match prizes. A brand new Twitter account that's started up.
Yes.
So you win Man of the Match. Sometimes clubs like to give you a little extra something. And
It's often like a bunch of flowers or a bottle of champagne.
right, yeah. Oh, that's nice. A bit of champagne sponsored by the champagne company.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Here's some other ones. Let's scroll down. A pair of flip flops in the Malwai Premier League, and it's this the amazing mix of either you're gonna get from these photos I've seen. There's not actually many on this. I think it's a new Twitter account. You either get like, oh, okay, I'm with this, or utter confusion.
Just like, what?
Okay, so thank you very much to flip flops.
I
Keep us
know of
scrolling.
one, so I hope it's on here.
Here we go, this is it. Time to call me a Crash Bandicoot 4 for the performance of the Korean Cup.
Yes.
That's really good.
Yeah,
That's like a
dude.
40, 50 quid game.
Yeah, but he's got the face of, yeah, but I got an Xbox. That's the one that brought my attention.
I hope there's one,
We
the
go-
one I'm
scroll
thinking
down.
of.
Gaelic footballer Rhys Kelly looks delighted with his bag of potatoes from sponsors Kelly Fruits and Veg. Retail value approximately £5.
Wow.
Hey, that's good, though.
That's
But-
really
But
good.
he's like, get in. That's what I like to see. He's like, £5 potatoes.
No.
Polish side, I'm not going to try that. Hand a live chicken to their star performer.
That's not true, that one. Surely.
What do you mean?
it looks
You
pretty
think that
true.
live?
It's there, look.
You can see it.
He's happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scroll down. No.
Oh.
We can't even do-
Oh.
Pacini's stream has been taken down.
No.
Can you just not click the X?
Click the X in the top corner. That's it.
Hey.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
right. Arsenal midfielder Martin
Odegaard,
Odegaard
yeah.
receives a silver hake fish
Yeah.
for being Real Sociedad's Player of the Month. Back to it. Yeah, but have you seen the size of his fish? That's mad. That's huge.
That is good.
It's like the one
He's
that
got that
Tony
face.
Diaz
He's trying not to
did.
laugh.
This is a real callback to like cavemen days, isn't it? When like the head warrior of the village would be given like
You kill most woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
You get big fish.
yeah.
Okay, there's one more if you scroll down. We'll say, yeah, there's
Yes,
it.
this
Wow.
one.
Coma's a bitch for Carlisle's Joe Riley, who looks appalled after learning his man of the match prize is a curry from local restaurant The Viceroy.
That is class.
That is amazing.
What kind of curry is that there? Looks like a
A half-eaten
It
one.
does say Korma's a
He
bitch,
looks-
so a
But
Korma.
that might just be a
that's
pun.
Oh, is that
normal,
like a
though.
butter chicken? What is
yeah,
that?
it looks a bit more.
It-
He looks absolutely
He
devastated.
does, doesn't he? Oh.
I mean, the lid's off and stuff. He's not had any say in what he gets. He's just, oh, this
No,
is someone
no,
else's meal that you've given.
No
He
naan
hasn't
bread.
tried it yet.
No naan bread.
Oh, yeah. No,
Might
that's
want a bit of
it.
naan.
Yeah. So that's it. I hope this is a good start of a long, lovely
That's phenomenal.
Twitter reign for this account because, God, there's some good
Might
ones.
be
there.
That's phenomenal.
might be a Joel Frazier or a Madras or something. Might be too spicy for him. That might be
Oh, maybe,
that's
maybe.
right.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, no. Everyone's going to know I can't handle spicy food.
The curry one's the best one. But that's a great.
That's
That is
so
great.
good.
That's a great.
Thank you
pick.
very much. And again, thank you, Paul Carrot, for suggesting that because people send me 9 times out of 10 it's an animal causing havoc or a bear stealing picnic baskets and go, then that jokey bear, he's allowed to do that. But no, that's one that wasn't. So cheers, Paul.
The curry.
What have you
one's
got,
the
Andrew?
best.
Well, there was a little song competition over the weekend
I wonder if
called
someone's gonna do this
Eurovision. This was like the second Eurovision I'd ever watched.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm not a big Eurovision person, but Joanne was like, it's really good. Like, there's a lot of good
mate.
cheesy stuff on there. Like, you'll enjoy it a lot. It'll be good fun. I was severely disappointed with 99% of it because there was a lot of ballads and
There was a
not too
stretch.
many like cheesy Euro pop songs that I was
Right.
expecting.
The
Very hit
organizers
and miss.
really. The organizers really. The layout was yeah.
It was very, very strange. However, there was one like I think about in the middle of this whole entire thing that picks it all back up again, and that was Moldova with Hey Ho Rock and Roll Folklore something. And it was
Yes.
very, very good. The main singer guy looks like if Adam Sandler and Fred Durst did the kissy kiss and now came the baby.
Okay.
And it just like picked everything up, and I wanted more of that. We got that other one. Was it Norway? Like the dog
The wolves.
head ones.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
What,
Give
like,
that wolf a banana.
Poussey banana or whatever it was called. I can't remember what it was. But I was
What?
like, is it? I thought he says Poussey banana at one point.
Well, he absolutely
Get
doesn't, Andrew.
the banana.
Before that wolf eats my grandma, give that wolf
Poussey
a
banana.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, well, I
you'd
was
be mixing this
Kicking
up with,
Andrew under the table. No,
you'd
move
not be
on.
mixing this up with Latvia's entry that didn't get through to the final.
maybe.
Instead of meat, I eat veggies and
That's the one. I've melded two of them together.
yeah, they
but
didn't
it
get
does sound
through.
like he says
It's rigged. I think that Eurovision's rigged because
You think
that,
it's rigged?
that semi-final song. How did that not get through?
everybody was buzzing for it, right?
When he does the semi-final performance, obviously he can't say the P word.
Yeah.
Instead of meat, I eat veggies and crowd all just goes silent. Crowd just go.
yeah.
Yeah. Didn't get through.
So I'm going for Moldova's pick because it was a nice little pickup. It was a nice little pickup and something that I was expecting more of from Eurovision, but I still really enjoyed it. Like it was a really good show, I thought, but just not a lot of the fun stuff I was looking forward
No,
to.
I fully agree with you, Andrew.
I was flagging towards the end because a few of us watched it in the office. We watched the FA Cup final first.
Yeah.
And then we were going to watch Pointless Celebrities, and then we were going to watch Eurovision. But the FA
Wow,
Cup
what a
final,
triple header.
But the FA Cup final went to penalties, so they had to cut Pointless Celebrities.
Pointless is so good.
And also a good victory for UK.
Well,
I like to say, okay, no one was going to vote against Ukraine winning this year, obviously. So I like to say that the UK won the Warrior Award.
Yeah.
This year, so.
I thought that the Rasmus song was good, and apparently I'm the only person in the world who thought it was, because everyone else went.
No.
No, but is it just because it wasn't in the shadows?
I think it is. If they'd have played
it
that,
reminded me of Judas. Jezebel. With a
In my
balloon.
mind.
Yeah. Just pick a biblical character.
Yeah.
John the Baptist.
Job.
Job. That's the one that
He had the patience of a saint.
we had to write on one book of the Bible in English at uni. And I chose Job. Very bleak.
Yes.
Very bleak.
Yeah.
Whoa.
what happens in that one?
God takes everything away from Job. And then all Job's mates are like, you should probably stop believing in God. He's a bit mean to you.
A bit
Yeah.
horrible,
But
isn't
Job stays loyal, and then God gives him, and he's like killed off his family and stuff. He's like, now I give you a new, better looking family.
he? Whoa!
And Job's like, oh, cheers, God. I knew I was right.
What?
Yeah, you read this now going, what am I supposed to learn from this?
Also features in Mission Impossible 1, the book of Job.
God.
It's a clue.
Job.
It's a clue. I remember Tom Cruise flicking through a Bible to find the book of Job and stuff. A certain Job 3:16 says that.
I just killed my family.
Anyway, sorry, the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
I was like, no, it was good. Eurovision. Nothing on the same. I was like, we are the winners.
Yeah.
of the
I think that was
Eurovision.
Moldova as well.
We are.
It was. Yeah, I think
Maybe.
it was.
They were
It
fantastic.
might have been.
The one
They
that
were
you're
very
talking
good.
about, that was like the Weird Al Blitzkrieg bop.
Yes. Yeah. It was
right.
like polka-ish and stuff. Like it was dead good, dead upbeat. He does like a massive jump, the singer, because the stage is like elevated, and then there's those water fountain bits, and then a bit more of a stage at the bottom, like a walkway. He just jumps straight down.
Yes.
Mental.
Yes.
Mental.
The other highlights, Sweden was that woman with the cropped like blonde hair.
Oh yeah,
She was pretty good.
They did really well, didn't they?
They did. Spain, who I accidentally referred to as the bum lady. She had a big bum.
What was the
I
guy?
know, I said this next to my girlfriend as well. Just such an error of judgment. She was also very talented. So I'm just...
Oh, okay. They're all very talented girls.
Sorry, you should have seen Twitter when she was on. It was like a Nikita Lyons match. Everyone was just losing their mind.
Yeah, great work rate, yeah.
Yes, that's why.
That's right.
That woman apparently ran on a treadmill in high heels to prepare for the song and the routine. So fair play.
What?
Well
Oh,
done.
aye.
Wow, what a trooper.
I know.
That was incredible.
What a super trooper.
Ah.
Bit of Eurovision. Well, ABBA.
I can't remember the rest of the lyrics.
Sorry, Andrew. I feel like I've
No,
encroached on your
Come on,
pick.
No.
Just got excited by the-
Ambition Freuden.
I got excited by the Eurovision chat. Tubman turned up halfway through, half cut.
Was he?
Who are you
What did he
representing?
do?
He was like nicely drunk. He wasn't like
He wasn't kicking everybody.
falling over. No.
He does that sometimes.
Just sort of chilled in the corner.
Just like he does all the time.
Start yelling about wrestling's fake.
Just been a while in brewery lads. So. Wow. That's my impression of Tubman.
That's pretty good.
Not really.
Just bought some new clothes I'm going to wear once and throw out because it'll be out of season by then.
He does that. He
like
does
P.
that.
Diddy.
He definitely does that.
Oh, he's giving us the depths there. Hey, what a great editor and all-round lovely bloke.
He
though,
is a
eh?
good boy.
Oh, so all those three magnificent picks. We have. I've forgotten your pick.
Oh, sorry.
man.
My
This
pick-
happens every week.
No, it's all right. My pick was Adam's Twitch stream on Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Adam's forbidden Twitch stream.
Right, yeah.
Yes, hidden in a chamber of secrets.
I'll
Somewhere.
say like Adam's Gary's mod stream. There we go.
Nice.
That's what we'll go to.
Mine was the Man of the Match Awards.
He's got it.
Yeah,
Bad, was it crap or bad man of the match awards or something?
they're just Man of the Match
Worst?
Awards.
Bad? Worst?
Best.
Best.
Smiliest. And Andrews is
Moldova. Eurovision.
Wow.
Fair play.
Wow. Three magnificent picks there. And just like Eurovision, you have the power to decide who's going to win by going to patreon.com/cultaholic and place your votes now.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. SmackDown. Oh, and Jack's wacky line is...
It was a bad week for the puns.
It's a good week.
No, I like it. Drew Gulak. More like Drew Luzak. RK Bro opened the show and again challenged the Usos to a tag team title unification match. They're entered by Sami Zayn, wearing a Bloodline
Stop
t-shirt,
dabbing.
who says that nobody wants the titles to be unified. He tells RK Bro to go back to Raw. Orton suggests a match between Sami and Riddle, with RK Bro getting their title match if Riddle wins. Sami backs down, Adam Pearce arrives and books the match. Not the title shot, though. And then Riddle wins the match against Sami, who was mocked by Nakamura backstage afterwards because they're feuding again.
Yeah, I thought Nakamura was going to be feuding with Riddle, but no.
Yep.
Yeah, they
sorry, Nakamura was going to be feuding with
Reigns.
Roman. Sorry.
Yeah, they abandoned that really quickly.
Yeah, they did. Which is, I quite like to see that. And, sorry, go on.
I thought it turned out, what did it turn out to be? It turned out to get Zayn more in with Roman, I guess, because he beat Nakamura.
Oh, maybe actually, yeah. If Nakamura beats Sami, do you think something will then happen?
No.
No,
I don't think so, my friend. No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Oh, dear.
Why are they teasing us so much with this unification match that they don't want to do? This is another time when they've gone...
They've said, though, on the... maybe we've been silly and naive, but they said the titles will be unified
Friday, tomorrow.
on the match graphic.
Unification time.
I hope people have screenshotted that match graphic just in case they don't get unified.
Well, this is the thing. I think it could still end in a DQ or
Me too,
something
yeah.
with Roman getting involved.
It even says the titles will be unified. Corey Graves said he wouldn't lie to me. Yeah. Ronda Rousey cuts a promo about winning the SmackDown Women's title from Charlotte Flair. I woke up and then makes an open challenge. It's answered by Raquel Rodriguez. Ronda wins a very short, sharp match, all things considering, and they shake hands afterwards. Backstage, Ali and Shotzi argue with Adam Pearce, and Shotzi's like, I'm employed, and Adam Pearce is like, bloody hell, I had no idea. But no, the Raquel Rodriguez match is like, okay, then there's some stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe Ronda's going to beat... No, she's got loads of offense in.
There's some really cool little bits, like where Raquel goes up for the power bomb, and because she does it with like the arm thing, and Ronda locks her in the arm lock thing. It's really good.
It was the same level as like a Bret Hart Diesel match, wasn't it? From like 95.
Look at that face! Look at the face on him then.
No, it was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I think that you can't predict who's going to get a push, can you? But the future looks bright for Raquel.
It's so weird because I think Pat on commentary was like, nobody in the WWE universe really knew who Raquel was.
What?
And I was
Why
like,
do they do this?
Why do they keep burying NXT like this?
She
like
was
it
a
doesn't
former
exist.
champion, yeah.
No, she changed her name. No one knows who she is.
Oh yeah, sorry, clean slate. Who's this?
And it also didn't help
Sorry?
that, again, I was annoyed when she came out because it's like, oh, it's that newcomer. And she's like, I wonder if she's a face or a heel. Let's look at her.
And smile, like smiling all the time.
Even if she's a face, she should still be badass.
Yeah.
Imagine if Austin had to smile and be cocky.
Yeah. And then after
Hey guys.
and then and then after the match is like, thank you, Ronda. Like that.
That bit was fine, I guess.
But
Yeah.
it's just so like, all right, do this.
It's just a
everybody else has.
Well,
complete opposite, isn't it now?
every new person in NXT, or then when they get called up to the main roster, it's like a career mode, like in 2K, because they've got to be like, I'm so nervous, but I love being here and stuff.
Hey, it's nice to meet you.
I used to play games, but now my virtual. Now my virtual dreams are coming into reality. Spending too much time with Owen, I think.
You are. Yeah.
Virtual.
Madcap Moss cuts a promo after beating Happy Corbin, saying that he wants to achieve so many things, like winning Money in the Bank, or forming a team with Sasha Banks called Legit Moss. You know what? No one popped for that at the time because it was rotten material. Now it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well done, pal. And then Happy Corbin attacks and uses the Andre the Giant Battle Royal trophy to pulmonize Madcap's neck.
Yeah.
And then Moss gets loaded in an ambulance and Corbin jokes about him going to hospital. And I never do this when this is crap material, but I legitimately laughed.
I agree. It was a pretty good
He's
one.
got a broken neck. So yeah, take him to the hospital.
Corbin lost the match, but he's won the feud. It's over. It's over
Again,
now.
Madcap Moss come out and did all those
Poor
lines.
fucking Madcap.
Yeah. No one reacted. He can't be still doing this crap now. Is that the rest of his career, though?
It might be.
This was Baron Corbin's 316 moment at King of the Ring. Moss is Jake the Snake, giving his all, not quite being good enough. Get that piece of trash to the hospital.
The Moss.
Oh, God.
Sasha Banks and Naomi successfully defend the tag titles against Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Long may their reign continue, it says here. Somewhat cynically by
naughty
Jack.
boy. You naughty boy.
Although it has been speculated in like places like The Observer or wherever, like I can't remember exactly which news source, that they probably won't get fired.
Yeah, I think the consensus is.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think the consensus is they just don't want to lose him to AEW.
Yes, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, because
And
it's easier to escape
politically-
Alcatraz than it is a WWE contract. Ask Ali.
And their only
Neville.
modern or present day star is also related, not like by marriage, to Naomi as well. They don't want to. They don't want to annoy Roman.
Oh, yeah. Backstage, Ricochet gives Drew Gulak a pep talk. Mate, if I'm ever down on my luck from selling big issues, the last person on earth I'd want a
Trevor
pep
Cole.
talk from would be Ricochet.
Oh, come on.
Hey, come on now. Oh, God.
Just be sick and do flips. Like
I'll stop doing smack tomorrow. Anyway, it tells him to stand up to Gunther. Drew walks off and Gunther immediately beats him up.
Wow. Just, oh my God. Rips the
cheers.
shirt off him.
Cheers, Ricky.
Huge slap straight
Thanks.
to the chest. Has Ricky even ever faced Gunther in WWE?
I
He's
don't
not
know.
faced Gunther on SmackDown at least, anyway. So it's
different
all right
times.
for Ricochet
If they
to say
gave,
that.
imagine if they gave them 20 minutes. They would
That'd
have an
be pretty
amazing
good,
match.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, it
He
would.
has good matches. with small
Gunther put him in way quicker than that. Sorry. Kofi Kingston takes on Butch, or as the French call him, Boosh. Yeah. Sheamus takes out Woods on the outside, which distracts Kofi and allows Butch to get the win. I'm not going to do that every time. So this feud must continue.
Looks like Butch was going to run away through the crowd again, but then he was like, no, just get in.
I got the japes, guys.
I was thinking like, oh, maybe these little memes are doing might be a bit distracting. You realise nothing could be distracting as Pat McAfee going, that little kid, that little rapscallion, the toe rag.
I don't know if I've asked Andrew this yet, but you're a big fan of Pete
I'm a
Dunne.
huge fan of Pete Dunne.
How's this going?
My heart initially sank when this all kicked off and whatnot. But the matches, when we saw him on the live show the other week, genuinely, like, a really good match between him and Ricochet. Like, really, really good match between them two. And again, like, his in-ring stuff is still amazing. It's just a shame that he's portrayed like a spoilt child.
Yes.
It's very, very... It's like one of the kids that, that you get bullied by when you're a young boy.
Okay.
Like, just unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do. You sit next to them in the classroom.
Oh, he's like
and you're
Conrad from my school in primary school. Conrad was
the...
the lad who like one time at break time he tried to get under the fence and stuff.
Yeah,
Teachers didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Conrad stopped trying to get under the fence.
We once had
That's the
someone...
senior school field. You're in primary school, Conrad.
Someone once got
Probably
their
had
head
learning
stuck
difficulties. I feel bad.
Everyone's like,
The thing?
Conrad.
What were you saying, sorry?
The French
Sorry.
class.
Someone once got their because we had someone like that at school as well, and they got their head stuck in between the railings, and it was stuck there for ages. And obviously, because we were younger, everyone's like, "They're gonna die! They're gonna die! No one's ever gonna get them out." And then the dinner lady comes out with a stick of clover, and she eats the clover, doesn't
With
use
the
it
stress.
against it. She eats it, and goes, "Oh!" just like that. Yeah,
No, she came out though.
yeah, he got out fine.
Hey boy. Oh, I love buttermeat.
Dinner ladies, what a phenomenon that is. Do they have them in America? Cafeteria women.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Cafeteria dames.
It's like your friend of your aunties is there.
I know.
Like, all right, Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What colour aprons did yours wear? Ours were like burgundy.
I think ours were blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Grey apron with blue. Ooh, grey and blue.
Leave comments with
Remind
any
you of prison.
leave comments with your favourite dinner lady stories. There'd always be one who was like in with some of the girls from your year because she'd hold one end of the skipping rope when they were doing like games.
Oh.
Because they weren't just dinner ladies. They didn't just serve you dinner. They were like the playground monitors.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
were, yeah.
Oh, no, we
Yeah.
had separate ones. We had...
Oh, really? Oh, we had hybrids. Hybrid
Yeah.
theory at dinner time.
Chimera.
Crawling in.
My Dane. Like dinner.
Oh,
Yeah.
this fence will not heal.
I've faux screamed 2 emo songs now. Crawling and Last Resort.
Have you listened to that new My
emo
Chem
songs.
song?
They're not emo. No.
very
There's
good.
a lot going on. It's long.
Oh, really? I liked it. I thought
Do
it
you
was
know
dead
what
good.
I like? I like Jared Way's solo song. What they
they're
brought out
very
a
good.
few years ago, Baby You're a Haunted House. Lovely little.
Very, very good.
little song.
He's a good boy.
He's a talented lad,
He
and
is.
he's related to Joe Rogan.
He is, yeah.
How's he wrote the... What?
Like
They don't
distant
know each
cousins
other,
or
but they're like
something.
cousins. Yeah, they're both from
Oh.
Jersey, Joyzy.
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 They're both Jersey
What,
boys.
Nathan Carter?
No,
Oh, that's
New
good.
Jersey, in fact.
Backstage, Sami Zayn seeks assurance from Paul Heyman. that Roman Reigns appreciates his efforts to help the bloodline. Reigns and the Usos hit the ring for a promo. Oh, I think, wait, there's supposed to be a bit there when Heyman says, no, you are appreciated.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, they hug. They
You're a
hug.
good
Yeah.
boy. And he strokes his chin. And then later on, Reigns and the Usos hit the ring for a promo, but they're interrupted by RK Bro, who again demand a unification tag title match. The Usos accept for next week. Riddle knees Roman in the face. He and Orton run away at the end of the show. There's also a bit where, like, it was like, hey, bro, I was just in bed by myself, and I reached over to the thing and went, whoa! And it was, well, just to get a light. And it was just like, it didn't work at all.
No.
They're really hot otherwise in terms of dialogue and being over the crowd, but it was just like, I was in bed and I reached over, and it's like straight away you're thinking of something naughty.
Yeah.
That stopped myself from saying, because it's a
Yeah.
PG podcast. It's like,
Is it?
It sometimes is.
You just do that. All you got to do is that. And then they
You're
know.
really-
Jack, they know.
You're really
They
dirty,
know.
dirty boy, you.
I'm just adding a little bit of sauce here and there.
Andrew was the lad at school who had that copy of the rebanged up like Playboy in the woods.
We're
behind
from
the
the
school.
internet generation.
That
right?
doesn't work at all, does it? Who am I kidding? Bad up Playboy. We're on about, yes. No, I got my phone out, Matthew.
Found it in
and
the
Googled
bushes
it.
behind the metro
Yeah, I
station.
know, like, God. Yes, and houses were a penny. So yeah, apart from that though, hot bit, nice way to end SmackDown.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
the
right.
continued tag team thing could be one of the best things about WWE on TV, I reckon.
I agree
I think
with
so too.
you.
Yep.
There we go.
Absolutely.
AEW Rampage, Scorpio Sky, more like Scorpio Guy who sucks.
Jack.
Death Triangle beat the Butcher, the Blade, and the Candlestick Maker. Mark Quinn. Afterwards, the lights go down and House of Black appear in the ring. Then the lights go down again and they're gone.
Sick of this lights. I'm sick of this lights going
Rubbish,
down.
innit?
Tony,
It is.
stop the lights thing because we think it's a debut every time.
It's like it's less House of Black attack and more what would you call it when you
Stop
creep
motion.
up someone behind their back?
Red light, green light.
Yeah,
Stalking. I don't know.
yeah. Red light, green light works.
Remember
I
that
think.
game
Yeah.
on the PS1 where you play not Wile E. Coyote but a similar character?
Oh,
my
Sheepdog
God.
and Wolf.
That was one of the best PS1 games ever.
There's a bit where you hold like one of the shoulder buttons.
Yeah.
You're like, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding.
And then you can go faster.
It was so weird though, because it's like, wait, that's not Wile E. Coyote? No, it's a completely different character.
It
Like,
looks the same.
got a red
Oh,
nose.
it's
yeah.
exactly the same, apart from a red nose.
It's a wolf, not a coyote.
Shocking,
this
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the red nose,
I
that
might-
oval
That's
side.
what I always have that.
I might try and find a let's play of that to watch tonight.
Oh, it's
guys.
dead good. I wanted to play that on stream at one point.
Can you
Never
roleplay
did.
that on Gary's mod?
Yeah.
Go away, Tory sheep. Oh yeah, there. Good Death Triangle. Yay, they're back together again.
Yay.
War Lad pack. And then, yay, they had a match.
Yeah.
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 It was.
Not much you can say, really, is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Butcher looks nice. He always looks nice.
I look at him and go, he deserves all the titles in the
He
company.
does, doesn't he?
And then he just never really does much apart from, beats the guys on AEW Dark, then loses on Dynamite.
One day.
Rampage.
One day we'll get all wish, Maffew.
One day. You have to beat all 120 of the wrestlers to get the push. Sean Spears beats Bear Boulder and attacks him with a chair afterwards.
Just to keep Spears ticking over before his match with Wardlow. Yeah.
Spears beats Bear.
Yes.
Ruby Soho beats Rio to advance the Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
Are you okay?
Are you all right, mate?
Mate. Well, yeah, I'm fine. I'm more of a Yuka guy because she got shoved by Riho at Fyter Fest 2019 and we never found out why. But I checked Twitter and this match caused a ruckus.
Focus.
Oh, ruckus.
It turns out that white people who are fans of Japanese anything can get a bit passionate about the Japanese thing that they're a fan of.
Oh.
And Rio had a lot of people going, this is the worst booking decision in the history of wrestling.
Wow.
Well, Ruby needs to win some stuff as well.
Yeah.
Let's share it around. But no, they were like, Rio deserves the world.
Damn.
The world.
The whales.
It is great when people get so passionate about stuff like that.
But why is it so often Japanese anything? Because it's not just wrestling. People do get very passionate about Japanese
do.
wrestling.
Yeah.
But it's always like someone from Birmingham. Because they came for me once, Matthew. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, how could I forget?
And I don't think any of them were Japanese. They were all Western, at least. So I don't know. Anyway,
I love Riho.
I love her. She's great.
Gravy.
Take you to the bull ring, Riho. Go to the Villa match. Hit the Villa. Oh, Birmingham's fun, isn't it? It's a fun place.
But yeah.
I've never really.
Have you not?
I've been through it. I've passed through.
Played in
Yeah, I've been through
Birmingham
to
a few
go to
times.
Wolverhampton.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah. It's nice.
What was your like hometown city to gig in?
Leeds.
Oh,
Leeds was the one.
But I always see you as more of a Lancashire boy, but you're not, are you?
No,
you're
no.
from just North Yorkshire, but
border, yeah.
it's right on the
It
border.
is right on the border.
Fair enough.
I don't rightly know.
I don't rightly know.
Thank you. Again, I just realised I'm aging myself so badly,
What?
so I'm just going to pretend I didn't say that. It's alive and kicking.
I remember, yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh,
Yeah.
thank God
What
for that.
county are you? Are you from Tyne and Wear or are you from Northumberland? Tyne and Wear still goes that high. Okay, cool. Good. We need to expand. We've got a tiny county here.
Certainly do.
Yours
But I think
is
everyone's...
massive.
County, don't we say? Lovely, innit? It's good places like Bishop Auckland and then the Seaham. Jade Cargill and the Baddies are in the ring
My
with Tony
parents live near
Schiavone.
Seaham.
Do they? They love the wrestling.
Seaham's been really improved recently, but they live out of town. But my mum likes to go to shops there, so if you see her.
That's good. Most people do. Jade Cargill and the Baddies talked to Tony, who announced that Hikaru Shida is injured and out of the tournament. Red Velvet when said face Chris Statlander, who comes out for a stare down. And I thought she was bad and evil now, but the crowd cheered for her because
just
Jade
thought-
Cargill is also bad.
She just started wearing black.
Yeah, new attitude. That's literally it, isn't it? She just
Oh,
started
right.
wearing black.
I feel like they were gonna do something with her and then didn't.
No, she said that horrible thing once. Didn't
She said to Layla Hirsch,
How was it?
"Mate, your parents abandoned you for a reason."
Oh, I forgot about
She went, "You're an alien."
And then they had a match, and Layla Hirsch cheated to win. And everyone was like, "Poor Chris Statlander."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No." I liked her when she was popping out the arcade machine, dressing like Buzz Lightyear.
I remember when
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
'cause
was
she lost.
confused about her backstory.
you lost and all those Japanese people were going, that's the worst booking decision I've ever seen, seeing Chris Statlander losing like that.
Imagine if Japanese people went on about rubbish Western stuff as much as we go on.
It's
I'm
actually
sure they
funny.
do.
There was it not quite the same way, but there was it was funny to me just to see this because like there was a Japanese person saying, "Hey, someone got you the Japanese dub of this old cartoon." It was the Japanese dub of the Mask cartoon.
All right.
And I'm like, that's hilarious. We're all like trying to find all these obscure like Gundam spin-offs and franchises on the streaming services. And like, has anyone got any lost VHS tapes of the Mask Japanese dub?
Wow.
Has anyone got any Robot Wars? Do you
Yeah.
remember Techno Game?
Dennis the Menace. Look at the Japanese dubs of Dennis the Menace. Anyway, before the main event, Scorpio Sky tells Ethan Page and Dan Lambert to take the night off. Because it's honourable. And Frankie Kazarian's just like, okay. He defends the TNT title against Frankie Kazarian in a good match, but Page and Lambert interfere anyway. Sky wins, and Frankie tells him afterwards that his pal's cheated. Oh, your mate's cheated. Sky prepares to fight Ethan Page, but turns around and hits Kazarian with the title belt instead. Lambert says he loves it when a plan comes together like they did in the A-Team.
And
It's about 60 years ago.
I forgot to put it in, but there was more. There was more sexist jibes thrown around.
There was.
For some reason, just this one storyline in AEW's had all like she gets passed around backstage,
Yeah.
Lucha Horus and stuff.
Did you call
Like,
it
eh?
Whorehausen this time?
Oh, was it? All
I
right,
think I
okay.
can't remember if it
I'm like-
was or not. But
Why is it
He's
just
a bit of one.
I'm like, okay, there's often promotions out there where there's just a general vibe about it where you're like, bit old fashioned. But this one, it's just this part of the card, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
I save all the dialogue for this. And Ultra Baby faces Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti make the save and chase the bad guys away.
I don't
Right.
get
I
that.
am-
That's so confusing.
So,
Right.
to recap, we had Sammy as champ, then him and his last got together and started doing those photos and said that they had sex with the belt on. Crowd, he was a baby face. Then they got booed because
Yeah.
we don't think of hot people doing nice things and bragging about it. That's disgusting. It's
Then they
horrible.
seem
Get
to-
off my TV.
But then they seem to embrace it.
I was
AEW.
appalled. Mary Whitehouse would have hated this. And then they had Scorpio Sky beat Sammy for the title.
Yeah.
And they seem to have-
hey!
they seem to have turned
but
Sammy-
he's still with there. But then Ethan
don't
Page
get
and
it.
Lambert are acting bad.
So it seemed like he was going to break off.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sky.
And then he's gone back to them and he's been a dick. So he's a heel.
So
Rubbish.
now- so now-
Rubbish.
Especially the bit that really sealed it as bad booking for me was the bit where Sammy and Tay ran out to make the save.
Yeah.
So are they faces again? That's not the right decision. You can just move them into a different feud as heels, and that's cool. I don't
Rubbish.
understand what's going on, Tony. Tony.
Tony?
Consistency is all we ask for.
Yeah.
AEW, right? By and large, I enjoy it. But I don't think we ever pretend that it's always perfect all the time.
Oh, God, no.
And the booking of this has been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad to say.
Yeah, disgusting and ashamed. Raw, Boss and Glow off the show. Well, of course, it was hard to watch this and not think about anything else. But the show starts with a cage match between Bobby Lashley and Omos. Cedric Alexander attacks Lashley during his entrance. And it's so weird seeing just Cedric doing all this work, but Shelton Benjamin is out with a foot injury, I believe.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Anyway, he fights them off. Lashley wins a match after Omos throws him through the side of the cage. Again, speaking of like weird booking, so Omos is still both A, giant monster dude, and B, guy who can't win without his manager helping.
Yes.
And then Lashley gets the victory because he threw him so hard through the cage it broke it. He woke.
And then afterwards they announce it like because of the way the unique way that this has unfolded. Bobby Lashley wins the match because he's out the and it's like, well, yeah, there's not really a unique way, is it?
You don't need to explain
That's happened
anything.
so many times before.
Yeah, his feet touched the cage, and Lashley was happy to get that. Go, yeah, all right. Yeah, I survived. I'm like, the rubbish wrestler. Must have been really tall. It's so weird.
I heard that, I think in the news it was reported that originally it was supposed to be a ring collapse that was going to sort
And
of
then they
end it,
went,
and
we've
then-
done that a few times.
But not as many times as throwing him through the
I think
wall of the cage.
Oh, no. I mean,
I feel like they...
Big Show and Braun.
Big
they
Show-
did both.
Big Show
actually,
Braun.
the thing that break him.
Big Show Braun.
Roman and Lesnar went through the cage in Saudi Arabia.
Austin Big Show.
Yeah.
That was his debut.
Yeah. That wasn't as impressive. It swung open, didn't it?
Oh, and
did.
there was the Bob Holly Lashley cage
That
match.
was-
Yes.
That came down to Umaga.
Was it? Did that happen in Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon as well?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Well,
Cage?
that was
No.
different. He ripped
He
it
went
open.
Oh, he
through-
did, didn't
Yeah.
he?
To get
Yes.
Shane back
that was
in.
it. Yeah, that was
a
it.
cool moment.
That was cool.
actually
That was
cool.
different.
The rest of the feud was horrible, but that was cool.
Yeah.
It was just Shane going, you're stupid.
I want to see my cook.
Gunged him. Anyway, I think that they might have done the cage thing more, but I feel like they reference the ring collapse more. I feel like
looks-
that feels
Maybe.
less fresh in my mind than the
Yeah.
cage throwing.
That's okay.
And I don't know if it was, maybe not, but I thought it could have been like a nod to, because Lashley's done that before. He proper leapt through it as well. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Like Mario. Mario never does that. I don't know what I'm talking
all
about.
the time.
He knocks on it and it flips him.
Mario
Yeah.
smashed himself through a cage.
Hey, he does that. He does that when he climbs on the side and then
he
you
does
knock
the
it and then it flips
whoop.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Because you can see Cooper's coming up and you go,
Yeah.
no, you
Not that
fools.
one.
And you go further to the right and you go, oh, there's ones this side as well. This healthy.
It happened at Mania, or it was the Braun Strowman bit with Shane. And I tweeted that picture of Mario with the beep, and I thought this is going to do really well. And Sean Ross Sapp tweeted at the same time.
He just stole your tweet.
You can't get in front of the Sapp train. brother of Bob Sapp.
Oh, they do some, hey, it's me.
It's me, Bob Ross Sapp.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Theory comes to the ring for his match against Mustafa Ali, but he brings out a special guest referee first. It's The Miz again. Theory then reveals that Ali won't actually be wrestling him. He'll be wrestling Veer Mahan.
Expect the unexpected.
Vince
taught him.
Long-time storytelling.
The writers should expect the unexpected. Like, well, we're going to do the main event now. Veer wins and Ali gets beaten down afterwards, but the Mysterios run out to make the save because Veer put Dominic in the local medical facility.
In the hospital.
In the hospital, yeah.
Backstage, Becky Lynch tells Adam Pearce that, in a apparently ad-lib bit, Banks and Naomi have left the building. Therefore, the main event should be cancelled and she should be made number one contender. Pearson said books Becky versus Asuka, with winning getting the title shot. And she goes, yeah, but I haven't got the 8 hours necessary to prepare and practice for the tag match. So
I think that around this time, Corey announced it on commentary as well, didn't he? He went like,
Yes.
they summarily and
Unprofessionally.
left the building.
I mean, he acted. I mean,
But Vince is obviously going.
of course, yeah. Just repeat
Oh, yeah.
everything I say.
I'm
I mean,
not
coming
blaming.
down.
I'm not blaming Corey. No.
Corey, wow, sounds like Sasha and Naomi bravely standing up for their rights. They have nothing to lose but their chains, comrades.
Corey just. Nah, he. Well, for some reason in storyline, Corey's always hated Sasha. Whether she's heel or face, he's always like, "Oh God, Sasha Banks."
He's doing the thing where I'm a bad guy and she's a good guy. So
But he's done it when she's heel as well. I think when she was
is he?
with Bailey being annoying all the time.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh God, where's the goddess Alexa Bliss?" I miss a few years ago.
or some other women wrestlers that he tends to talk to. a
Are you
lot.
deflecting, Corey? Are you?
Riddle beats Jimmy Uso with a roll-up.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. Well, Orton wasn't there for like family reasons or something. So
Yeah.
they said, or for personal reasons. He had a family commitment or something.
He did.
Fair enough.
But yeah, again, crowd loves this.
Yep.
Even more of it, setting up. Well, I mean, they wouldn't lie to us. It's going to be. They had the big graphic. They advertised that match on the main event of, I see what you mean. Backstage, Liv Morgan is sad about Rhea Ripley's betrayal. But says she'll get her revenge. Los Lotharios arrive with some FFB, fantastic flirty banter. But AJ Styles and Finn Balor chase them off with their own fantastic flirty banter. They ask for Liv to
It's like that scene in Good Will Hunting in the bar.
Hey, do you like apples? They asked Liv to be in their
Do you
corner
like
tonight.
sweets? How about 2 sweets?
Oh, well, that's pretty much it, yeah. Judgment Day cut a promo and Edge says AJ Styles should join his movement, but he knows he won't.
Yeah, he says, like, I used to be AJ Styles. That was me. I know he won't join the dark side. Like, you did join a dark stable very early in your career, actually, Edge. So
Yeah, he did.
you actually did.
Oh, and speaking of which, we saw a reunion of sorts somewhere, the Hardy Boys and Gangrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
The new brood.
Yeah.
The old brood now, but it's all right. Didn't work at all.
He teamed with
Good month and a
Janela,
half
didn't
into
he?
it.
Gangrel and Janela, I think, and they
Was it?
called
Like a
themselves the
Janela
New Brood.
Of course they
Pretty
did.
good.
The
I,
new.
The New,
What,
not like
Teletubbies?
New, not like that.
The other day in the office, I was just sat there at my desk and I heard someone, like, I think they were rushing to print something off and they were just checking it over before they went in to do their video. And you could hear them, like, speed whispering the words as they read it along. And all I could think was the start of Gangrel's theme. Yeah. I was waiting for the dim, dim, dim. I love that. I love the 99 Rumble where the lads in the front.
Oh,
They're loving it so
Because
much.
of Gangrel and he's doing it.
Yeah.
That's people now watch that period of wrestling and never watch it since, but they go, remember that vampire? The vampire wrestler who wore the blouse. He had a good time. Didn't he? And then Balor and Styles beat Los Lotharios in a tag match and celebrate with Liv afterwards. Yay. Which makes me go, hang on, wait. Los Lotharios are on Raw now. Wait a
They
minute.
just go between, don't they?
No. They showed. You know, they either get the blue
right.
SmackDown and red for Raw. Theirs was red.
Oh.
So I'm like, are they being drafted and no one's noticed? And if so, doesn't that give a bit of a nudge, wink, wink to who's winning this title unification? It has to be the Raw guys because
there's more teams
There's,
on.
who's a tag team left on SmackDown other than the Usos?
Yeah.
See if I'm right.
Just the New Day and Sheamus and Ridge. But in terms of
they're stuck feuding forever, aren't they?
Yeah.
They don't have a singles
in
match,
terms
I
of
forgot.
other face teams that would face the Usos as heels, New Day are the only ones I can think of.
Oh, yeah.
That
Thinking
could
about
work,
it.
though, I guess.
Damn. What,
but-
sorry?
Oh, wait, when we talk about the New Day versus Usos, that could work. It has worked.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll go back to that.
50 times again. Oh, God. Wait, let's go back to SmackDown. Backstage, Chad Gable has the results of Ezekiel's DNA test. Kevin Owens is desperate to know, but he finds out the results are being contaminated by barbecue sauce.
What does that mean?
Barbecue sauce?
Well, he looked at
Was it Owen?
Otis, and he went,
Yeah.
oh, and Otis was like, well, I don't know. It says there must have been some sort of issue at the lab. And then Owens went, no, last week we were here, you had barbecue sauce over your ribs. And he was like, it was you, wasn't it?
Okay.
And he went, you're supposed to be the smartest man in the roster. Make this work. And he's like, all right. So then Gable faces Ezekiel later in the night and loses via roll-up. Ezekiel escapes from Owens and Otis. Again, it's so weird because Ezekiel's okay in the ring, getting okay reactions. Obviously, everyone loves Gable and Otis, but everyone just loves Owens just freaking out. Like
doing all the
Pachidi
work.
doing Twitch.
Right, exactly.
That's
yeah.
what we like.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
care about Ezekiel, really. We just love Owens going,
And it only got a little bit better as well because I think Jimmy Smith referred to Ezekiel as Elias, and then Kevin Owens just picked up on it and just like kept going on about it, and it made it so much better.
Yeah.
He's carrying this whole entire
Yeah.
thing. Like, he's
he
so
is.
good.
Well, Gable's been good
And
as
Gable
well.
as well, yeah.
But Owens is just it feels like you could put him in like nearly any storyline and he'd make it better.
Yeah,
So good.
Agreed.
Wish they would like push him. But no,
Well, he's gonna
he main
the
evented
biggest
WrestleMania against Steve Austin. Like it is good. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's very satisfied.
He'll be
tell you what I was
happy.
talking about beforehand, WrestleMania. Oh, that great big push for Owens afterwards when he loses to Austin. Just say who was right.
If-
You were
I think
right.
if I were-
That's right, Bubba Jack.
But some wrestlers don't care, do they? Like maybe you don't care about belts and what your career is going to
I
look
know two wrestlers who do care about them.
Oh,
Degeneration. Sasha and Naomi.
yeah.
Sonya Deville faces Alexa Bliss. Sonya tries to undo the turnbuckle pad, but the ref puts it back on, which means that he misses a visual pinfall. The silly Billy. Bliss takes advantage and wins. Sonya slaps the referee afterwards.
Is Bliss
Yay.
spooky or not now? Is she not spooky anymore?
She's not spooky. She's not doing any of the
'Cause
spooky
she-
stuff.
But she's not fully old
like-
Alexa Bliss
She's
either.
like a cross between the two.
Well, the other week we were
She's
talking
like
about
Andrew on the borderlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Yorkshire and
Yeah,
Lancashire.
she's
right,
right above,
right.
you know.
Yorkshire's got to be the spooky one because of York Dungeons.
Yes,
Oh.
it's pretty spooky in there. They've got them seats that like whip you in the back of the legs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
That's
remember
not spooky. That's
when
not
I was a
horrible.
kid, I went to Disneyland Paris.
Me
and
too.
Me and my mum went on the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids ride.
Oh.
And there's a bit where like there meant to be like loads of rats running past your feet and they blow wind, and I cried.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
was a
screamed.
small child. I was scared. I was so scared, man.
In
I was
the-
only about 15, 16.
In
I'm
the
joking.
in the castle, in like the castle bit, I remember there being a big hologram thing of this dragon, and I screamed I was about 6 years old. I screamed my head off at my mum not to go close to it because I was like, it's gonna eat you.
Very considerate of you.
gonna
yeah.
eat you.
Yeah.
So we had that when, there was the Newcastle Museum, like decades ago, had the dinosaur
Yeah.
thing, but not like, it's at the museum, right? We'll see some skeletons or whatever, right? No, it's like big animatronics. And they may have been like,
Oh, I remember this.
whatever. Like, it might have been that,
Yeah.
but to a 6-year-old,
It's
it's like,
real.
I went, and my brother's like, no, come on, just go. Mama, get away from me. Like, Mum will eat you. Say, all right, let's run past it. Okay, I've never seen a kid run quicker in your life.
Give it 4 off.
It's in the case.
Strike it.
And I'm like, no. Look how big that is. That case is going to do nothing. Give it a 4 right.
Where's Sam Neill?
He's in the new one.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah, saw the trailer. Throughout the show, we see a countdown of Cody Rhodes' clock.
What?
Okay.
When Cody's not on screen, everyone should be going, where's Cody? When it hits 0, he comes to the ring and cuts a promo on Seth Rollins, challenging him to a Hell in a Cell match. Seth appears in the Tron and accepts, saying it's the biggest mistake Cody's ever made.
Maffew, you thought Seth was the face at the start of this.
Yeah, because
like to
the
remind you.
crowd were cheering him. Now they're not. Now he's obviously
Okay.
not. He would come out and still do like, I'm a diddler stuff. And the crowd would be like, yay.
Well,
And so I thought he was the face. He's going to
it's Seth Rollins. He's awesome. He's sick.
No.
He's sick lad.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, Cody got the naughty boy win at Backlash. Rolled him up.
Oh, that was
only a count of the
naughty.
It's not cheating if you cheat and cheat.
turnabout is fair play. That's
Fair
the thing.
play?
Yeah, because Seth tried first,
Yeah.
Oh, fair
Seth
enough.
grabbed the
Oh
tights
yeah, I
first.
guess he did. Yeah, fair enough.
and then he rolled him.
Yeah, yeah. that's
I've
all-
got
no,
your,
that's
I've
all
got
right.
your
That's all
tights.
right. Oh.
So yeah, Cody did his promo where he's like, and then the funniest thing here was, again, sometimes the crowd can be really hot, but did you hear the fake crowd?
I thought
Oh,
it
that
was-
one bit. Yeah.
It was very.
Yeah, and it's yeah.
I saw your tweet about it.
Oh my! I live for them every week. It's like watching Where's Wally?
The one that sounds like a fan being turned on is always.
But then he's like fades, and it's back to what it was. So there he is. Oh, wrong button, pal. Sorry. Love it. Backstage, R-Truth serves Tozawa with divorce papers. Also, the Cody said thing was like, it's what we expected, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but then I guess like surely they won't want to beat Cody yet, so he's going to win again.
and then what
And
happens?
Seth's lost. Seth's rubbish.
Yeah,
Yeah. He
can't wrestle.
absolutely rubbish.
He's gonna start crying.
Do you see, by the way, Cody came out for a dark match at the end of the show, and Becky Lynch was on her way to the back from the main event segment, and because she's married to Seth, she's Team Seth, so she starts trying to like hit Cody. She's like, the ref's like pulling her back. It was really good.
That's good.
Wrestlers seem to have way more fun when the cameras are off.
Yeah, that's
They're
like
good.
we had CM Punk Hook the other day.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it was in New York. Hook's a New York boy.
Yes.
Daniel Bryan versus the ring apron.
Was that real?
I got told when because I literally just finished doing the thing with Tom, and Tom was like checking his phone, going, "Oh no!" I says, "What bad news?" Like, "Oh God, what's happened with Sasha?"
His legs off.
He went, "No, that thing was apparently at work." I was like, "Oh."
Well, I hadn't watched it, and then
So it airs on Rampage. It's the
and
Yes,
I watched
yeah.
it, and
Stuff.
there didn't seem to be the crowd didn't seem too sad when they were filming it. That was the clue, I think, because they were all like laughing, and then not all laughing. But the only thing I'm thinking is, I think the thing that confused everybody is if it is a work, why? Like, what's the
Yeah.
point? Just to get one over on us, Marks.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's your own
It
question.
worked.
There. I can't wait to see a Rampage. Just like, oh right, that's what happened. Oh, Chris Jericho, the wizard, used his magic powers. Move the ring.
I'm a wizard. He actually is.
Not-
No, he's not. He's not.
well, he might be.
He's not.
I'll get to it later.
No, okay.
Oh. Backstage, R-Truth serves Tozawa with divorce papers. Oh no. Dana Brooke arrives and thanks him for his help, but Truth wants the 24/7 title back.
Oh,
Dana shoves him in the pin.
in a bin.
Runs off, bumping into Carmella. Carmella says Dana is a sorry excuse for a wife.
You're a crap
Truth-
wifey.
Truth gives chase and Dana runs away, so Truth and Carmella agree to team up again.
Yeah. The glory days of the 24/7.
Glory days. Come on.
The Attitude Era is back, baby.
This rolls on.
Again, another dip down from what we were getting a few weeks ago with the wedding and everything.
You
and
really
all the
like
build
that
up
wedding
to it.
angle.
The
Oh,
bit
no,
in
the
the
wedding.
bar.
I don't really care for them, but the wedding was
The
great.
wedding and the bit in the bar when Nikki ASH gets like all the way through along it. Really good.
Maybe I'm just harking back to like the Drake Maverick days of the 24/7
Maybe.
division, because that was another level. That's what it should be all the time, though. It should be that funny and creative all the time.
Yeah.
Why can't it be? It can be that funny all the time. I think there's a lack of effort being put in, not by the people involved, but by WWE.
Yes.
Because Zawa's bit was dead good.
He's
where
class.
where they throw the
He should
things
be
in the bin.
He should be
all
like a
counts
real
down.
story.
What did someone say? Like, I saw this on Twitter. Tozawa's last televised victory in a proper match that wasn't 24/7 silly stuff was against Eric Young.
I really thought you were about to say was in Dragon Gate against Ben.
George W. Bush was president when the last one. Lacey Evans cuts a promo about supporting the troops. She says she knows she has a long way to go, but she's ready for anyone in the back. Wow, what a heel! Boo!
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going
I don't know
on.
what's happening.
Lacey, what's happening, man? What are you doing, Lacey?
Really
What's she
can't
doing?
wait, like, what?
So she's still a face. But the reports are that she might turn heel soon.
Who reported that?
They were
Was it
wrong.
Davey Dave?
I don't know who it was, but
Well, someone did
unless
say
they are
that-
preparing to.
Well, they did say, didn't they? That I can't remember who it was, but she was moving to Raw, which has happened, and then she's going to be a heel, but she was not heel here.
No, you can't mention the
they're not
troops in
finished.
America and not.
No,
and
exactly.
You're a face.
Exactly.
You're 100% a face. The troops is like
Unless
their-
you're Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, yeah.
Turn
Maybe they do that gimmick with it. Just turn her
Lacey
into
Evans,
Sergeant Slaughter.
proud Iraqi.
You can't. You can't. So I was like, Lacey Evans becomes so Americanized.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she starts like bad mouthing people who haven't done service or something.
Oh, well,
They
that's what's
wouldn't-
on.
they
That's
can't-
what's
they
on. I mean,
wouldn't.
that would be an amazing gimmick, but there's no way they'll do
I
it.
really don't think they will.
That's what Sergeant Slaughter's whole thing was, because she was like,
Yeah.
the boot camp was like, oh, you maggots haven't served and all this. Like,
No,
you don't stuff as me.
they'll have to move WrestleMania from Hollywood to like Jarrow because of a bomb threat.
To see him.
yeah.
Asuka and Becky Lynch have their number one contenders match with Bianca Belair at ringside. Becky throws Asuka into Belair to distract the ref and goes to use Asuka's umbrella. Asuka uses green mist and gets the win.
Love a mist finish.
What's your favourite mist?
Tajiri's. What colour?
Like, yeah.
Oh, right. Green. The classic green.
Which one of them like puts you in a trance, right? Is it like the red or
Red.
blue?
I thought red was like burning. Like,
Oh, that might be it. I don't
Blue
know.
might make you go sleep.
Oh, maybe.
There's so many.
I like the mythos of
The black mist blinded.
Oh, Nydia.
Nadia. Is it Nadia? Or
Nydia.
Oh,
Nydia.
Nydia, sorry.
Jamie Noble and Nydia.
Yeah,
yeah.
because that was a whole angle for ages.
right.
She was blind
Was.
for a long time.
was.
Very
in
long time.
wrestling.
Super blind.
No, in real life.
Like the Sandman.
yeah.
Yo, I can't see.
Yow.
Yo, get me my drugs. Yo. You see the best green mist was then Great Mood was taking on Elegante, aka Jan Gonzalez, in Japan before they realised he's rubbish. So he gets a chair that sets it up, stands on it. So he can do the mist going.
That's
good.
Really good.
I like that.
So if he stands there going, whoa.
But Tajiri has to be the best mister. Is he the most iconic? Oh,
Well, no,
it's probably
Muda.
Muda, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he borrowed it from Kabuki.
It's just because
But Kabuki,
I guess 'cause
that's
we
all he
grew
did.
up-
our generation,
Yeah,
Tajiri's like the
Tajiri,
mist
yeah.
boy.
But
yeah.
Tajiri was really good at like,
Oh, he was so
because he
good.
would do the stuff and he goes, all right, and then
He'd do a handspring.
yeah,
and
no,
then-
I'll
be
spring you
so
do it. Like,
fun.
Yeah.
I love Tajiri.
Big Taj.
I love that.
Oh yeah, a great match.
Do you remember that video that they put out when he rocked back up for the
Regal.
for the Cruiserweight Classic?
Yes.
And Regal's like,
Oh, mate.
so good.
howling.
Yeah. Regal's like, oh, hello, old friend.
Like turn his going.
When Tajiri walks in, he's interrupted him flirting with the receptionist. He's like, oh, how have you been? Oh,
Got some disco biscuits.
oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, before that.
No, we won't.
The
We won't get
roadblock.
to. Wait,
No,
wait.
no.
yeah, hang on.
Reach into my pocket.
The mailbag's going to be
Yeah.
off the chain.
NXT 2.0 Diamonds aren't forever.
Ah.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Cameron Grimes and Solo Sikoa team up to beat Kamala Hayes and Trick
Because the
Williams.
diamond mine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We got that.
got
Thank you.
it.
The tag match. Afterwards, Solo hands an North American title to Grimes. It's all very tense. It was a very solid match, but again, we say this every week, past few months. Solo's really over.
Yeah.
He needs to win that title.
I hope he does.
I think he will.
Yeah, me
I think he
too.
will.
We see a video package Performance Center
My
trainee.
drawstrings have come undone.
Whoa.
Oh, you're having a good time. Tia
No, not
Hale.
because I'm hench. My pelvis is
Burst
hench.
out his clothes
Hench pelvis.
like She-Hulk. That's bollocks, but I have no interest in watching it, but I'm like everybody else. I'm like, why are you going to make a She-Hulk thing and she's not even like hench?
It's weird.
Oh, is there another
CGI is really-
superhero film,
CGI
is there?
pretty bad
No,
in
it's a-
that.
it's a TV series, I think.
Actually, Jack,
They're,
I'll
inv-
have you
they're
there.
invading every medium.
They really are, yes. We see a video package Performance Center. Thea Hale, who's graduating from high school next week. That's her gimmick.
that's
It
a
sounded
good one.
like it felt like a Saved by the Bell bit or something, like some kind of advertisement for a spin-off from NXT.
Juggling schoolwork
Yeah.
and wrestling is hard.
Yeah. That's what it's like.
The bell rings, but not for lessons. It's all right.
Oh,
Oh man,
that's so good.
Yeah.
I have homework and I have to learn a Boston crab.
How am I gonna do this?
Yeah.
And I have to take Daryl to the dance. But I have a 3-way dance tonight. It's all right, because I'm saved by the
I think it might be aimed at maybe a slightly younger audience than me, but I saw a clip. It was like, you know how YouTube can do shorts now, maybe. It might be one of
yeah,
them. It was from like Smosh. And Smosh nowadays is like a whole different cast. I know they've been around for like a decade or whatever, or more.
More, yeah.
It's been one of the earliest
Smosh.
big YouTube channels, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you remember
But,
the Pokemon one and the Teenage
But there's
Mutant?
this lad who's just like, he's just in like it's like, we now return to ancient Egypt High, or like Pharaoh High or something. He comes out in like one of the big golden blue things. And he just walks up, and then there's this lass who comes on, and she's just in like a cheerleader outfit or whatever. And she's like, they're both like not looking at each other, like, oh. And she goes, hey, Ramses. It's just so good. That's all that happens, that really. He's like, it's hard being the ruler of ancient Egypt and also prom. It's just, it's good. Anyway.
Smosh getting around.
Well, I don't know what Smosh is about now because they're all new. They're all new,
They got
young. They're all
bought
young.
out.
They're all young, handsome, young people.
Oh, what?
NXT 2.0 people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lash Legend beat Taxton Paxley.
Tatum
What?
Paxley.
Tatum
Paxley. I just forgot every word
Oh, I
there.
thought I'd written Taxton Paxley.
Tatum, whatever.
So the gym one,
Taters.
she's the one who likes the gym,
Yep.
and Lash Legend's the talk show one.
Yes.
Just so we remember who's in the
Yeah,
tournament.
there we go. Because they're all one-word gimmicks. To advance in the breakout tournament.
Yay.
Yeah. Any comments?
No.
Why would
No,
you?
not really.
No.
no.
Ross isn't here. We can just move along like normal,
Well,
innocent
no,
men.
but Ross hasn't. We're just normal men. Ross hasn't missed the most eventful week of NXT actually.
No, but there is a few things. Backstage, Tony D hypes main event match against Santos Escobar, but tells 2 Dimes and Stacks
2 times the stacks.
that he wants to do it alone. And they're like, should we do it like when we did, Jimmy the Fish? Which one? The 2-time or the first time? The first. I was like, how many times did he kill a dude?
Yeah.
That sounds really bad. Who? All right. Who's it? Rasputin. Elsewhere, Santos tells his stable the same thing. What should we do it, boss?
They're also Italian.
El Hijo del Jimmy the Fish. Uno or dos. Oh, dos. Anyway, later, Malik Blade and Idris NFA dress up as Tony and
They do what you've just done. They literally.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So I'll just reenact this then. They reenact the reenactment and act out their feud. Stacks and 2 Dimes confront them, setting up a tag match for next week.
Stacks was actually he looked menacing. 2 Dimes kind of looked like how I
Is
would.
2
in that
Dimes-
scene.
2 Dimes.
No, 2 Dimes is the bigger one.
He's the bigger
But
one,
Stacks
okay.
was getting in their faces going, "Oh yeah," and 2 Dimes is like,
Yeah.
"Sorry lads,
What's the matter with you?
I'll fight you on the town moor. Away." No, 2 Dimes is the bigger one. He looks more intimidating.
Yeah.
But Stacks' face is more intimidating.
I like it.
Again, every week.
Every
Like,
week.
them doing silly, like very stereotypical stuff. Okay, them trying to do a serious feud.
Oh yeah, we could have been anything that we wanted to. It's very Bugsy Malone, I think.
Yeah.
That was from
It
that was
is.
a song from Bugsy Malone, guys.
Is that how it's all gonna
not
pan
seen
out in
Bu-
the end?
You
Yeah.
seen Bugsy Malone?
Yeah.
I love Bugsy Malone.
Is it the water gun fight or like the
cream
fight?
fight?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
pie.
cream
Is
fight.
that,
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
how this whole thing is gonna pay?
They're all
off?
gonna do that and be like, And then slowly get up and sing
And
together.
it just pans out slowly from like the roof of the arena, and everybody's just like led down. Pies just all over them. Everyone's dead.
But they all get up and dance, though. It's happy. at the end.
Someone
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
me with the pie, like a big pizza pie. And they went, some more. And that's the end, right? Dull Hudson is interviewed in the back, and gotta feel bad. 'cause he
Duke
posted on
Hudson, I
Twitter.
feel so bad. We keep on slaughtering this poor guy. He's just trying to make a living as a
But he has
wrestler.
such a great bit here because he's in the back talking. No one knows what he says. And then Bron Breakker bursts past and cuts him off on his way to the ring. And Dull Hudson is so stunned by this, and also by the absolute state of Bron Breakker's radioactive tan, which is second only to Frankie Kazarian's. They must go to the same place.
I'm going to defend my boy
The Sun.
Duke. I'm going to defend my boy Duke Hudson. He's worn more hats than anyone in NXT. He's been a poker man, boyfriend,
Yeah.
lost his hair. He's done that. And now, man who gets interrupted. He's like Jericho. He keeps evolving.
He's got so much on. It's like Thea Hale, who not only has to pass the maths test, has got a match with Tess later tonight. It's all right, because Tess is dead.
No! Why is it okay to laugh about Tess being dead? Is it because of that Twitter account?
Yes.
That's really not on. Like
The funny Twitter account has spoken.
But if it was,
Ramesses is dead.
But people didn't do. Yeah. But people don't do it for any other wrestler. Oh. Anyway. So sad. I've never understood why that's all right. It's all right.
It's all right because Tess is
Oh
dead.
my God, he's done it again.
Braun cuts a promo on Joe Gacy after being left in a field by...
Yeah, they left him in a field.
Oh no! I hate fields.
So
That cow that moved at Macho Man might come say something.
presumably he takes off like the sack that they put his head in, and he's like, "Oh damn it!" and then just has to like
I'm in a field.
walk.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Hey,
like-
you, told the farmer. Which way the
You know-
NXT arena?
You know on Indiana Jones when they fly to a different country and there's the red dot?
Yeah.
On the map? It's
Yeah.
like that,
He's
but
just
for-
watching
Field.
just one dot. Well,
It's like the Dad's
God.
Army thing where they get to
Yeah,
one point
yeah.
and then it like backs in on itself and then goes down.
I call this road map. I'm in field.
There's a group of cows that chase him off. Shows the little dog.
he'd eat them.
He would.
Gacy arrives with his minions, all two of them.
Yeah, he's only got two now.
Says pay by the hour, so he's sticking with two. And says that Braun should either join him or give him a rematch.
So Braun agrees to
Braun
these
agrees
terms.
to the rematch
Yeah.
because he's the dumb dummy.
He goes, "Yeah, I will abide by these rules, and I choose the rematch."
Yeah, and he says, I'm going to beat you up so bad. And he goes, all right then, sounds like you're going to hurt me a lot. Well, if you get DQ'd, you'll lose the title.
How has Joe Gacy got these powers of booking? Who in the kayfabe books NXT? Just upper management or whatever.
Well, no one
the
Regal
wrestlers.
left, so it's...
Yeah, the rest.
Just the rest
Yeah.
of it.
Inmates are running it.
Yeah. And then he's like, haha, I'm so clever. And he's like, oh, God.
Oh, shout out to people on Twitter who told me what "run it straight" means.
Oh,
by
I was
the way,
about to say,
sorry.
waiting for that bit.
Sorry, yeah,
But yeah. Run it straight. Apparently he's, well, obviously rugby is supposed to avoid the people coming
Yeah,
to watch it. It's
yeah.
pretty much the game. But if you go, run it straight, come at us.
Oh,
But-
okay.
but-
Run
for some reason-
straight towards us. I'm going to
get
take you
it.
out.
But for
It's
some
like,
reason-
ah.
For some reason, though, the like the Zion Quinn, the way he is received by when he says that at NXT is everyone goes, "You what?" Like how we were basically.
Yeah.
In his
Yeah,
gimmick.
because a lot of this backstage was like, hey, do the dialogue. And especially with Nathan Carter, who's like, I don't know what's happening, really.
I'm just a cheeky. I'm Russell Brand.
I'm like all young cruiserweight Brits. I'm 12 years old, apparently. Sorry, European, whatever, UK. Backstage, a frustrated Wes Lee is informed that Zion Quinn is once again not cleared to wrestle. Nathan Fraser offers to have a match with Lee instead. Later, their match is having an all right match, and Wesley's getting a nice couple of response, which I
Yeah,
think's quite
but-
like, oh, okay, all things considering is whatever's happening.
down,
Nathan Fraser like, hello.
Down,
And then it doesn't matter because it's like 2003, like Hugh Morris coming in to beat, little Guido up or something.
Yeah.
Come Tuesday interferes
Yay!
and beats up both men, and his head is bigger than ever. He's still defrosting from being critically frozen from the. He throws Wesley. Oh no, never mind that. Never mind the Wesley bit. You see him throwing Nathan out the ring, and he takes the Enzo bump.
Oh, yeah.
Throws it in.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Get.
No, he did it on purpose. I think.
I hope so.
I think he did.
It's hard to tell with cum. He throws Wesley out of the ring every week onto the announce table, which I'm not even sure if that's the announce table they actually use because it's shot in a weird way, but because there's nobody there announcing.
I hope they did, because otherwise that would be really sore.
Just a random table had to be there. And he, whoa! And hell of a bump for Wesley, and knows his place in life, making Come Tuesday look good.
Yeah, man.
And then, get this bit. This is a bit that Ross would print out one us to reenact. Later, walking back, ow, I'm in pain. Yeah, me too. Sanga offends Wes by saying, I mean, sorry, people, big guys like that shouldn't beat up lads like you. And then Nathan's like, oh, thanks. And Wes is like, how dare you? But there wasn't any, like, ambiguity in what he said. It was just like, oh, I'll be all right, man.
Yeah,
I
but
was shocked in that.
patronising though,
like,
isn't it? You don't want your pity.
and then
Sanga.
Nathan's like, I really don't care, and walks off. But Wesley's like, I'm not match with you to prove you don't have to be 10 feet tall to succeed around here. And then Sanga just stands up, and it's like, his shadow weighed
very
more
big.
than Wesley.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
And
mean,
it's even great because Sanga's been so nice. I'm sorry, pal.
I think he was being condescending a little bit.
Oh.
I think he's being nice.
He's just being a nice boy, yeah.
He's
I hope he beats the hell out of Wes. It's like, look, I'm really sorry I had to do that.
he,
You've been
but
a bit
he's
of a git.
but in wrestling, in the story, he's not actually that good. He lost to Grayson. Lost to Grayson Derulo.
Grayson Derulo.
We'll pretend that didn't happen. The Creed brothers take on the Viking Raiders, and was I'm thinking about it. Yeah, probably my match of the week.
Oh, of the week. Ooh.
All goes. It's so rare. There's a nice juicy compliment waiting to be plucked from the tree of NXT in a field.
Like, bro.
Roddy Strong and Damon Kemp tried to interfere.
Damon Kemp.
That name.
Damon Kemp.
But accidentally leads to the Vikings winning. So last week it was pretty much all Viking Raiders. I want to say it was like 70% them and 30% the other lads. This week it was like, no, the Creed brothers are going to show what they can do, and they kicked ass in this match.
That cannonball thing
That was
insane.
They're very good.
It would have been nice
so
if any
good.
of those two enormous gentlemen bothered to catch the guy.
Yep.
and pop his shins out
Well,
like
they're going to main
Hank
event
Hill's dad.
WrestleMania, as we've said, against each other.
They are.
Well, we said that last week, I think.
We did say that. Yeah.
They are really good, though. They are really
No, and they look stunning here. So, of course, Dan and Minor doing their thing. So, that blah, 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 blah. And then Vikings win again. Thanks to Roddy Strong, who's trying to leave NXT.
Oh, yeah.
And couldn't just leave
trying his
like,
hardest.
other wrestlers. Where we got? Roddy sends Kemp after them. Great.
Now I'm thinking of, last week we thought of Ross Kemp. Now I'm thinking of like Martin Kemp from Spandau Ballet.
Oh, who is also in EastEnders, though.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Spandau Ballet. Ooh.
Oh.
He wasn't the singer, though, was he?
Was he not?
Nah.
Oh, he made the team.
He was just like, he was like the Robbie. He was like the breakout star.
Oh,
but
okay.
he wasn't the Gary. Who was the Gary? He's got a famous, do you know?
No, don't know. No. Pretty Deadly arrive and mock Roddy, who challenges them to a tag match against himself and Kemp next week. And Pretty Deadly, you should have laughed then and go, oh. Dun,
So-
dun, 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 dun.
At one point,
Tony Hadley,
I don't know who's that.
the frontman of Spandau Ballet.
Oh,
Always believe.
Well, Pretty Deadly do have the gold, so.
they do. They refer to themselves as like almost like a meal deal. What they said.
They did say, yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
What
What,
did they
meal deal would they be if they were a meal
Pretty
deal?
Deadly.
Yeah. I was thinking for the handsome one, like a
both-
posh.
they're
like
both
They are
handsome.
both handsome, but the blonde hair. Damon Prince.
Elton Prince.
Damon Prince.
Damon-
Mac.
Jim Kemp.
Elton Prince.
Yeah.
I was like maybe like a posh sandwich, like
Yeah, he would be a
like a
posh
prawn mayo
Yeah,
cocktail sandwich or something.
He would be.
Yeah. What would I keep wanting to say Ross Kemp? What would Ross Kemp be? Hard
Do you mean-
boiled egg sandwich.
Do you mean Kit Wilson?
a build-
Yeah,
Builders.
sorry,
Yeah,
Kit
yeah,
Wilson.
yeah.
That's what I'm on
He'd
about.
be,
I'm getting confused now.
No,
Bless you.
he'd be very similar. I think he's also a handsome lad. You know?
Just the prawn without the mayo.
No, he'd be maybe like a pasta pot.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, they're clearly watching the body. It's going to be chicken.
Okay, yeah. Well,
They'll just take the chicken from out the bread and
the
throw
drink
bread
would
in
be
them.
a protein shake. But that's not part of the meal. You can't get protein.
Innocent
get protein
smoothie
shake.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
Anyway.
and the wrestlers, I know UK wrestlers love. One is Monster Energy, and second is Haribo.
I thought you were going to say marijuana.
That's on the meal deal, Ross.
Right. Ross?
Ross Kemp.
I thought you were calling me Ross.
I realised as I said it. I'm really
Oh,
sorry.
no, it's fine. You didn't mean it. You meant Ross Kemp.
Ross Kemp.
He wasn't even involved. Look what you did. Yeah.
I can't help it. It drives
You
me
are that
mental,
dog
this
getting
show.
hit by the horny stick, but you're not even being horny.
That was earlier.
I was just adding spice. Dimensions, Jack.
Oh, that's salty.
He's adding width. Backstage, Tiffany Stratton asks Grayson Waller to take care of Andre Chase. Waller and Chase have a match, but Andre gets distracted checking out Bodie Haywood after a collision on the outside. Waller capitalizes and gets the win. Wow, what a Waller.
It was a heartbreaking loss for Andre, who's quickly becoming our boy, I think.
He really is.
He was very good. Yeah. He got the chant going. CHASE. Oh, good.
But
You ain't got no alibi.
he's lost, though. I hope he can get his revenge.
He'll come back.
It's going to be so awkward when he finishes that and he realizes, Tia Hale, why aren't you in class? My teacher
No
wrestles.
way.
It's alright.
No, 100%. Because, oh my God, you've booked it. It's going to happen. So she's graduating high school. Where is she going to go to uni? Chase University. Mixed tag match, Andre and her, Grayson and Tiffany.
Hey, beating me is going to be harder. Beating me is going to be harder than long algebra. Long algebra?
Long algebra.
Wait, that's not what it's called, is it?
Long division.
Long algebra.
Long algebra. It might be a thing.
Please find what is
It probably is a
long
thing.
algebra. Sorry about that. In the breakout tournament, Roxanne Perez, the gamer, beat Kiana James, the businesswoman.
Because last week I made a mistake. I said that someone was the businesswoman who was knocked out, but it was Santino Morella's daughter. Ariana Grace was the daughter.
Her gimmick was daughter.
Yes. No, they didn't mention it, I don't think. Or did they?
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
I tried to keep up with that, but there was just so many. And, did Roxanne get a thing? Did I just imagine this? Or just say, like, wow, I used to play with the characters in the games. Now I'm wrestling against them.
Yeah,
it's
that was
like,
it.
That was the
Kiana
one.
James is in the game.
So
I'm a
I,
CAW with her.
Creator
Come on.
wrestler, yeah.
No, that doesn't
counts,
exist.
was it you, Andrew? Someone told me the other week, I was like, whoa, because I got worked by a gimmick. I was like, for someone who's young and inexperienced, she's bloody all right in the ring. And then someone was like, Jack, it's Roxy.
Yeah, it's Rock. Did you not know?
No. And then I was like, oh, damn.
Silly boy.
I know. Yeah.
You fell for it. Corey Jade celebrates with Perez backstage, but Elektra Lopez belittles them.
Yes.
And then Wesley's like, how dare you belittle me? I'll take you both on.
So Cora's pals with Roxanne now.
Yeah.
Because she's when you're the new kid, but then there's a newer new kid. That's what she's done, I think.
That's it. I was sort of recess when the new kid gets sick of being the new kid. And so they actually have the passing of the stone from the previous new kid. He's like, yay! Because who's the ruler? Like the king?
I want to say Bob, but I don't know.
Maybe like that. Yeah, King Bob.
Oh, yeah.
But it goes, he's just like, he gets sick of being called the new kid. So he goes to the King Bob. It's like, I've had enough. And he goes, what do you want? Can I stop being called the new kid? He's like, yeah, sure. And the other new kid's like, what? I could have done the entire time. It was ridiculous. I don't want to remember that episode so much.
God,
I remember.
I like sharing that memory.
I don't remember many episodes from Recess. I just remember generally it. I remember the Prankster Prince episode where TJ wants to become. He's the Prankster Prince. And the one where him and Spinelli kiss for science because they all want to know what a kiss is like.
Yeah.
So they just nominate those two to do it, and they're like, no.
When TJ is forced to stand in the square in the entirety of recess or class.
Okay.
He's like, whatever, and he starts hallucinating. So imagine it goes down, this underground thing. He's like, oh, and it was like, look at him going, oh no, he's losing it.
Recess was good, man.
It's buzzing.
Yeah.
Tony and Santos have their main event. Tony looks behind the ring steps for his crowbar, but Cruz and Wild appear on the stage with it, going, ha, this is yours.
They were told to stay away.
Tony's lads get involved
They
too.
were told to stay away.
And Tony hits a distracted Santos with a pair of brass knucks to win. Oh no. This feud must continue.
Yes.
And then Joe Casey, there's a spooky promo about, I'm going to win the title. Fans back and they do the fade. So he's like, I'm as big as the city. And it's rubbish. It's so rubbish.
No.
It is.
So this wasn't the. So this was a disappointing NXT on two levels.
He's dressed like he should be doing the washing up in a restaurant. I'm his too drunk. If he gets DQ, then I will be NXT champion and I will have a tan.
So this was a letdown of an episode in terms of like how good it was, except for the Vikings and the Cream. The
yeah,
match-
no, that was
the match
good. That was a stunning match.
The match, some of the matches were
Doing the
decent,
match, probably 2 stars, but it felt like 10 stars compared to the rest of the stuff.
but the booking was pretty bad. But
Yeah.
also disappointing because it wasn't as wacky as at least when there's bad episodes, they're hilarious. But
Yeah,
this was
that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Right, right.
Buck up your ideas, NXT. Get more stupid, please.
Oh, so we
Yeah.
missed the bit where Noel Hudson was like, "You interrupted my promo," and Bro's like, "Wait, who? What?
Yeah.
You on about?
Oh,
If you
I
want
put
me, then I'll have
I
a
thought I
pro."
wrote it in. Sorry,
Oh,
I
maybe I
I
did.
didn't.
Wait,
No,
what?
the Duke Hudson bit. We
What?
just started talking about Duke instead.
I just described it instead. You're right. Yeah. Sorry.
No, don't worry. Yeah. So Bron interrupted him by
Yeah.
accident without realizing, and then Duke in
dare
the
you
car
interrupt
park.
me in my
Wait,
promo.
Oh yeah, there was the bit in the car park.
after the Gacy promo with Bron,
Yeah, because that was towards
because
the
then
start of the.
Bron gets interviewed in the car park.
Yeah, because he's walking out.
That was it, and then
Yeah.
Duke interrupts him.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Bron's just going to beat him next week then.
Well, yeah.
Oh right, okay. okay.
And then Gacy will appear from behind and go, "Ah!"
The ring.
And
is-
Bron will stand there like an idiot. What?
the canvas.
Oh,
he
no.
realizes the canvas is Gacy's face going, ah!
And then it can be like Recess where he swapped like the projection on the ring canvas of Gacy's face, like his mouth's open, and then Bron Breakker will just like slowly descend into Gacy's mouth.
Like in a,
Yeah, yeah.
spy on it.
I'll be like, "Hey, I got an email."
Nah.
Ha 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 from Joe Gacy. Oh, I hate that Joe Gacy.
If he did fall, because he's a Steiner, I don't think he'd go, he'd just be just silent and tough as he's
Yeah,
falling.
just in one stationary place. Oh my god.
Like rotating the image on. Yeah, what a great episode of
Oh
NXT.
my god,
Yeah.
that's so
Oh,
good.
God. AEW Dynamite, Johnny Gaga, no. Oh, all right,
Whoa.
starting off, everyone's like, who's the Joker? Who's the Joker? Wait, a Joker female, Joker male? Candace and Johnny, that'd be perfect, right? It went so funny because it went, Johnny. Oh! Elite! New name! John Morrison. The biggest pop of his life. The only thing I compare it to was at one of the WrestleCon shows, they'd like, and who's the mystery opponent? And it showed the thing, Pac. Oh, X-Pac.
In context, because at the time, nowadays I think X-Pac would get a bigger
Yeah.
Pac was in Dragon Gate and Western audiences haven't seen him for a while, and then it was like Dragon Gate cannot make it to WrestleMania weekend because of visa issues for Pac, or he can't make it. So then it was like,
So it's Johnny Elite, and God bless him for keeping that gimmick alive by changing his surname.
We have to also mention that AEW on socials actually tagged Johnny Gargano
Yes,
in the thing
they
instead of John Morrison.
A massive
Oh
letdown.
dear. Oh no.
Okay. Again, this is his first appearance here. I like Johnny Elite.
I don't
Yeah.
mind
But
him, you know.
It's like, okay. He takes on Samoa Joe and loses. He had some good little bits.
Good match, yeah.
Good little match. The crowd was into it, and I wasn't sure if it was ironic because, again, the monster pop. It's like, Johnny...
We have to pretend that we were actually really excited about this, Johnny.
Oh, right.
No.
Yeah, it was very polite of him.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, to
But
keep it going.
It was good because Johnny Elite is on the top rope and outside he's telling him, move there, move there. Clearly, there, no, there. All right, and then did the dive and Samoa Joe didn't even catch him anyway.
There was a few, like the 450 as well, where he does the
Oh, right on
450
the knees.
and then he lands on his knees, but then dives onto Joe afterwards to like make up.
There
for
was
the
a good one
thing.
where
So he's still Johnny Morrison then.
It might have been in the Starship Pain. He went for some move off the top, and Joe got the knees up.
Yeah.
And that was really good.
That was
Like,
cool.
Bounced off his
He
knees.
I mean, it
actually
was a
hit
good
Starship
match, it
Pain,
was.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
I did see some.
That was the main event of 5-star. Well, the main event was the contract signing, but the main event was Johnny versus AJ. And when Morrison went for Starship Pain, he hit that top turnbuckle and it went thunk, and everyone around the arena was like, "Oh no!" Just expected the top rope to just go. It didn't.
Someone on Twitter. All I know is if John Morrison is an unannounced surprise, it's a bad. Something bad's happened.
Oh,
that's-
hey. Hey now, he's the James Milner
I
of
don't know
wrestling.
what it's in reference
Always
to.
puts in an effort.
He does.
He looks phenomenal for his age.
That's not what it's in reference to.
Oh, wait.
John Morrison replaced somebody famously in 2007 when the wrestled CM Punk for a title.
Oh.
After the match, Lethal, Dutton, Singh beat both men. Oh, God, this bloody stupid feud's carrying on. The best friends and Rocky Romero make the save. Later backstage, Trent and Rocky reveal they're back together full time.
Roppongi Vice.
Vice are back.
Roppongi Lights.
Yeah.
Roppongi Vice.
A cool eye patch. And Trent just looks weird because he doesn't know what he's doing with his hair and beard. He reminds me of myself. And I'm like, no.
Oh, what? I thought he buzzed it short.
Wait,
What's he
yeah.
done? Yeah. Wait, what's he
still
done now? Okay. Are you still missing his long hair?
I keep on thinking he's going to have his long hair. It's
Yeah,
just not coming
right.
back, is it? I'm in denial.
I think he looks
You know,
phenomenal.
I'm looking at the
does.
screen
Looks
going, that's
great.
me. It's me.
He looks great either way.
All right.
He's a handsome
He's a
man.
handsome
He
man.
is,
He is
like-
a handsome
Goodness me.
Oh,
when you
yummy,
feel bad,
yummy, yum,
Stop
yum.
it. Stop it.
Trent's a good-looking
Andrew.
boy, man.
Yeah,
Like-
Andrew, stop making it all about the lewdness and cruise.
I'm
Sorry.
not. I'm just saying he is a handsome boy.
Oh, scrum diddly umpshire. Great chest, great pecs.
Great pecs.
Anyway,
He's a tall drink of water. Later backstage.
because Chuck Taylor's not a bad-looking dude.
No,
And I
he's
feel
not.
like next to Trent.
Oh, there's no.
Oh, no. See,
Come
I
on.
like Chuck Taylor's goofy charm.
Yeah.
Trent's like, oh, whatever, you're too normal looking.
In a film, he would be like, give me like a place of work or something for a film, like a ski resort or whatever, right? Chuck would be just the everyman slacker who works there, and then Trent's like the star employee who does some ski instructing on the side. But Chuck would win in the end and win the girl.
Yeah. I know what kind
I
of.
want to see that
film
now.
that- Yeah, me too.
Wow. Why skiing? I don't know about the skiing.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's dodgeball. Chuck Taylor is Vince Vaughn, and Trent
yes.
is.
There you go, much
still-
better. Yeah. Oh, I did that. Started off ironically, but then not ironically when I was being teetotal at home. But Liberty and Bish, no one knew what the hell that meant. It's like, I'm not doing all the stuff you guys are doing because, let's face it, you were doing this and then nothing's happening afterwards. I can do nothing without spending my money on this. So I was like, I'm straight edge. I would do, what do you mean? Straight edge. Huh. And I would do that to the same thing that Dodgeball would do is to come in the ring and we will rock you. Straight edge. Huh. And like, hey lads, look what Maffew is. That's straight edge. Huh. So people go, oh, do you do it because CM Punk? I went, no, I'd still learn Dodgeball. Anyway, so they want the Ring of Honor tag titles throughout a challenge, but I'm like, that's a thing as well. Again, AEW need to clarify what the hell this means. And also the segments with Lethal, Dutt and Singh and the bats and the arms is rubbish. Please just get rid of it. The Hardys and Young Bucks have a tense confrontation backstage. Jeff says he's too busy concentrating on the tournament to deal with the Bucks. And Matt calls them Hardy cosplayers. Yeah, that's literally what they were.
I've never seen them wear that before. The Hardys. What? The Young Bucks are
the
wearing?
way
Oh,
that
that's what they
they
started off
just the
as.
way
They had
they
this,
do-
oh,
yeah.
you're big
They're
silly.
kind of like the whole Young Bucks thing is like if the Hardys were in the NWO, I guess that might be it. Isn't that it?
Maybe.
The
Basically,
Hardys as millennials.
I think the Young Bucks are more filthy animals cosplayers. Remember remember those filthy animals?
Those filthy animals.
What a stable, man. Oh.
It'd be good if the Young Bucks cosplayed as Hardys now.
Yeah, that
okay.
would be amazing.
That would
Oh
be-
no,
that would be really
Hardy cosplayers.
They played the
Ooh,
old
ooh.
DX, didn't they? The Young Bucks.
They did?
They
Yes.
did, yes.
Oh no,
which is-
sorry, was it the old McMahon? No, they played the old DX.
No, old DX.
No,
Yeah,
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 they
yeah.
did. Hilarious in hindsight. Hangman Page beats. Can I say?
I would just like to
Off
say,
we go for
just
a
before
sneeze.
we get into this, like, this is the big, beefy, bussy moment. This is just it. The whole entire thing.
It's time for my big beefy bussy moment.
In general,
Richard sadly writing it down.
is... I'm sorry, Richard. You thought you'd get away. Konosuke Takeshita is just the beefy
Oh, he's
bussy.
very good.
He's so
very
good.
good.
He's
very
so
good.
Bussy of the week. He wins the go to sleep. That's made famous by CM Punk.
Oh,
CM
Hangman
Punk
wins
says.
the go to
Yes.
sleep, yeah.
On commentary, CM Punk says, I've got him right where I want him. He never stare down. Hangman holds up the belt and gets booed in Texas.
Yeah, the crowd want Punk to win the belt.
They do, don't
And I think I want Punk to win the belt. You can tell a great story with Hangman where he descends and starts battering the Dark Order or something.
Yeah,
I
like-
never liked you lads. Like, I never did.
Right, I think AEW must want this reaction for CM Punk because otherwise they would have had, hey, why has Hangman Page not had anything to do with the Dark Order or done any of the stuff
You
that we
really
like?
hate that Hangman's left the Dark Order behind.
Well, they celebrated when it's down and there was just nothing afterwards.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
CM
that
Punk
lovely
beat up
moment.
Johnny Silver.
They held out
Is
the
it-
beer for him and he knocked the beer away and gave them a hug and it was lovely.
AEW fans pay attention
Tell
to this
you
type
what.
of thing and go, okay, why are you not hanging out with your mates?
Yeah.
You still lonesome cowboy, but you got together in the end.
Well,
Boo!
Yeah.
You're a bad friend.
Well, maybe
Unrequited love.
I'm always going to look at that story. The whole Hangman arc is fantastic, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
without question.
the whole arc is amazing.
Magnifique.
There is something. I just feel like there is something missing about his title.
It's
stuff.
it's just a
Like,
classic thing, isn't it? It's for the babyface, it's always better when they're the challenger, and it's just
Yeah.
hard. Once they've won the belt, unless you're The Rock in 2000, I guess. But even he kept losing it, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Maybe he does then. Maybe he does lose it to CM Punk.
Maybe because it's weird, isn't it? It's like I always wonder how the whole like Southern style of booking a champion versus the New York style. Where
Yeah.
Vince would always have his baby face as the champion, get rid of the monster. But then in the South, you've got your flair.
Of course.
I don't know how the Hogan style ever worked. It was a simpler time. I don't know, like.
I want to go see that big American dude beat the evil
Yeah.
Ugandan
Yeah.
giant or
Yeah.
the evil small child who's trying to do their studies and then wrestle later on that night. It's all right. Oh, God, Hogan.
But then you want to. But I see how the wrestling style works as well, because you want to see Flair lose his belt or whatever.
Right. Okay, that's the other thing. But nowadays, I guess why it's hard to have a face champ when there's such a crazy amount of talent coming in now.
yeah,
All these
yeah,
other things happening. Hangman Page is guilty of being not the highlight of every show.
Yeah.
Because how could he be?
Yeah.
But it's Swiss Army knife to do that with all the
And
different talent.
They
on display.
didn't help by making one of his first opponents the mega popular Adam Cole as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing as well in this match, like felt like there were bigger pops for Konosuke than there was for
I
Page
know,
at
and I
points,
feel bad
at least
because
anyway.
I really like Page.
Yeah.
He's
yeah, me
awesome,
too.
man.
He's fantastic.
He's handsome. He's such a handsome man. Just do that.
Oh my god.
It's also a good sign when the champ is third on.
I know.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's his fault.
No,
but
no.
I guess with them having the, not always main eventing and mixing up, which is good for AEW as a whole. It's just like, he's not this wow, that is definitely
Well,
the
he's
champ.
not-
It's like, oh, that guy's a champ, right?
Well, he's not CM Punk, but like how many people ever in wrestling have been as over as not many. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard.
You know who's as over as that? Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, who beat, the Workhorsemen, JD Drake and Anthony Henry.
Well,
in a
they're as
short
over
match.
as CM Punk.
Yeah.
JD
In
Drake.
Germany, they were. The JD
Oh.
Drake and Anthony Henry, bless them. But, God, they got absolutely slaughtered here.
Yes, it was a
that
short match.
amazing finish.
I don't
Yes,
understand.
so
I always find it
good.
weird when like Hook's beating JD Drake in like 3 minutes. I'm like, JD Drake, like the evolved JD Drake would
Right.
batter people. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Give him a push tone.
Big turn.
Tone.
Oh, wait, Tone.
Tone.
Tone. Push him and then the 99 other wrestlers on the roster. They interrupted by Starks and Hobbs afterwards, who were then interrupted by Jurassic Express and Christian Cage.
Christian's being he's
Something
always
about
so.
You said this
He's
last
not
week,
about
yeah?
He's
it.
never happy, is he?
He's not.
He's always in a bad little mood. That Christian.
But and then when he goes and announces the three-way match, the triple threat match, even Jungle Boy's look at him like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I didn't.
Thanks for
necessarily ask
asking me,
this.
Christian.
Christian's like the human embodiment of when you've not slept much the night before and you're a bit cranky. Like,
Cranky Christian.
yeah, can we start? Let's
Christian
start calling him Cranky Christian. Christian Crank.
Where are my cranks at?
Yeah, everybody, crank it. Wait, no.
Yeah, also appreciate Swerve saying, Ricky Starks dressed up as a bar of soap and necklace.
Pearl neck.
That was Strickland's line, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think. Because Keith Lee wouldn't have said that. He'd have gone, greetings. and salutations." My verbose little friend has been quite charming.
Verily. NJF and Sean
You must
Spears.
travel to Wayne on Priory. That was an Elder Scrolls reference.
Oh,
That
was very good.
Because
wow.
I've stolen that from CM Pulse in the podcast with John Blood. Because they say that Keith Lee is like an NPC in the game.
Alt criminal
And
scum.
you talk to him and he's like, greetings there. This is a humble town.
Have many weapons on display for you, stranger.
Show me your wares.
Yeah. That was it. Where? I'm trying to think of the word. MJF and Sean Spears call Wardlow to the ring for the 10 lashes. He no-sells them. It's expected. So MJF hits him for low blow and whips him repeatedly. MJF hits Wardlow with the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and Spears hits the C4. He covers Wardlow, and MJF counts the imaginary pinfall. Just like MJF is counting the imaginary days left on his contract so he can leave for WWE in 2 years' time.
And then Denise Salcedo, wrestling journalist and presenter, said on Twitter, lol, Wardlow no-sold like 10 lashes to the back, but one kick to the balls and he's down. And there was like 70 replies of blokes going, aye.
Yeah.
Yes, Denise. It's
Oh, yeah. No, Wardlow should have no-sold the ball shot.
getting hit in the balls. There's that initial jolt, but then there's the sick.
It's like the shock that goes through you.
Because it doesn't
It
hurt
really is,
immediately.
yeah.
You kind of like, ooh, and then like, it's like when an MMA fighter gets hit in the liver and they just go,
Yeah.
and then they crumple. That's the balls.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
ball.
the liver. The liver
is the balls
of the torso.
What a man! He's no selling these lashes. Though it reminded me of. Have you ever played knuckles at school? But like with your ruler, you get the ruler out and you like do it and see how long you can last for. That used to be me. I dead hard at school. Like, yeah. Could poker face it.
Like where they try and hurt each other's fingers. You go like,
Oh, you
it's
like
test
do
of
that?
strength.
Yeah. I can't remember if I was good
My
at that
knuckles will
one.
crack there once
I
as
used to just pretend like, oh, I'm well hard, and then they'd
Were you
be
good at
bleeding,
that?
and then a single tear just like rolls out on the face. No, yeah, I used to be all right at that one.
There was.
Good for you.
It reminded me of, I think we referenced it last week, but E Honda in the Street Fighter movie when it was literally that. He's getting lashed and he's like,
By the way, that's my
Sumo.
weekend, boys.
You
I'm
gonna
going
watch
to watch
it?
Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat as well this weekend.
Well,
it's on the.
Don't
Have you
watch
played either of the
cards.
series?
don't watch Street Fighter first, otherwise Mortal Kombat will be so boring.
Okay.
Everything happens in Street Fighter.
We watched like a
No, do you
clip.
think? I've never watched Mortal Kombat, to be fair.
I'm overthinking this. Really, for what we're talking about.
I think you need to
Wait,
devote-
2 in 1 day.
I think you
Two
need
in
to.
one-
I think
both
you need
of
to
them in one
dedicate.
day,
I think
yeah.
you need to-
No.
you need to devote
Two
the whole
non-Brits.
weekend to Street Fighter. That's insane.
What, just to like think about it afterwards, like
Yeah.
analyze it and everything.
We'll ask you questions.
Yeah, we'll
Be
do
an
a quiz.
essay.
We'll do a quiz.
Yeah. Now, do you like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, I like. Well, I'm not a big fighting game person, but I know.
Oh, perfect,
I
yeah.
know more about Street Fighter than I do
good.
about
I
Mortal
see.
Kombat.
Oh, good.
Joanne knows loads about Mortal Kombat, so she'll tell me. Fill me in with
that's
the
a film.
details.
Next week we're going to be like,
Yeah.
what is the name of the fictional nation invaded by the Bison Troopers? Do you know
They
it?
couldn't use the rights for United Nations, so
Oh,
instead
yeah.
they're using it.
The
Allied.
sorry.
Oh, well, there we go.
I accidentally swore. I said country.
Jack gets so excitable. He's like a
do.
kid in his first can of Coke whenever Street Fighter movie comes up, so he can't help but swear.
Is Shadaloo a city or a country?
It's a state of mind. Because they do the good morning,
Good morning,
Shadaloo.
Shadaloo. Good morning, Shadaloo, folks. Oh, God. And I've never seen Good Morning Vietnam. And I
I've
still-
seen it. It's
Is it good?
It's Robin Williams.
I like Robin Williams, but I watch it and I was like, okay.
Maybe if you're
It's a
American,
bit weird.
it's more...
Yeah, maybe.
It's hard. It's just hard watching the stuff, knowing like what we know about it. It's like a heartwarming tale of one man. You're like, yeah, I'm sure it's exactly what it was like.
So good, though, man. He was so good.
All right. Kyle O'Reilly beats Ray Phoenix to advance in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Jack bets $1 million O'Reilly's going to win.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Because
Bison dollars or?
Because he's Canadian, he's funny.
He is.
He's got, bison dollars, yeah.
Oh, he was there on Rampage, wasn't he? He was taking notes in the in the tornado tag match. Oh, not tornado tag. What was it? Sorry, trios tag match. Yeah, he was there with his pen, licking the pen, writing the notes.
He's going to win.
I like this match.
Yes.
Because I saw some people getting annoyed at it because it's not the usual greatness from Ray Phoenix.
Oh, excuse you.
I've got to stop drinking sparkling waters and do this. I very much apologize.
You've got sparkling water.
Tastes like static. Yeah, that tweet was great. The first 1,000 time I heard it. The thing was, he stopped him from doing Ray Phoenix stuff.
Yeah.
So that was great. So he
And-
couldn't even do the whip around. Ooh, I'm in pain. So he stopped. Yeah, it wasn't like, Rob Van Dam's way of, that hurt, 5 stars. Whatever. I know what the crowd wants to see, baby. He took him down and then did all the moves and then he had to tap out. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, it's been so long
Yeah.
since I've seen a little match like
And,
that.
and
Really
he
good.
targeted the arm that he's just broken and come
Yeah.
back from.
Yeah.
So I thought it all made sense.
Clever.
Yeah.
People no, I want to see Phoenix doing
It's-
crazy moves.
it's
He
hard
can't
because-
then. He should be a better wrestler.
It's hard because Phoenix always has bangers. So it's like, but no, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kyle, I think, should win.
I
now.
hope he does. I
But
really
he's-
hope he
But
does.
then he's a
He's beating
heel
Phoenix,
in the Undisputed Elite.
That's the thing.
But then,
That can be it. Adam Cole would be like, I wanted to win that.
oh, they might face each other. Cole's still in it. Yeah, okay.
Because Cole, there's no point in him winning.
And Cole and O'Reilly, over the years, whenever they have a big match, it's always good.
It is
Very
always
good.
a banger. Yeah.
It is. It slaps. Good.
Ow. The Joko Appreciation Society have
What
an
did you want-
in-ring
what did you want me to
face-off.
do? I
I
don't know what you
don't
want me to
know.
do.
I didn't think that one through.
Andrew, you're like a
properly.
cat. I can't read you. What do you want?
I don't know what I want. That's the
You looked
problem.
at the door for an hour, opened the door, and you stared at me.
Oh, big shout out to Chutney, one of my girlfriend's
Oh,
cats.
yeah, man, I
He's
like that.
finally managed to get on top of the wardrobe. Mango's been able to do it for about 3 months
yes.
now. But Chutney's made it.
The boy.
Then she jumped down and he sort
girl.
of stayed there, and Bethany was like, I think he was too scared, so I just got him down.
Oh,
He's a lovely lad.
Bless.
Yeah.
Now, you look good, that cat.
Oh, the picture, yeah. He looks happy. He's a nice boy. Yeah. I don't have a favourite, but it's just...
what?
Well, now no one asked, so now you've said that.
Yeah, you've said now you're
you
implying that you do.
Mango doesn't let me bond with her as much as Chutney does, you know? I know.
It's just the bros.
Yeah,
hanging out.
just the lads.
Just the lads.
Have some bevies with Chutney.
Innocent chutney.
You got them that cat champagne yet?
What?
You can get cat champagne.
They're kittens, Andrew.
Oh, sorry. They've not reached age
Can't give
7
a baby
yet.
booze.
You can't give a baby bows. Oh, what a reference, Maffew.
thank you.
I know you've got to be away after this. I'm just checking the time for you.
Yeah, no worries. Jericho Appreciation Society have an in-ring face-off with Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and the Blackpool... I knew I'd mess it up. Blackpool Combat Club. I almost called them the BBC. I went, no, Matt. Look at the letters.
Can't
Come
give
on.
the Combat Club bows.
Jericho says that Regal should have been
He
one of
just
the
said
best.
that,
Yeah,
Jericho.
really. Best of all time. But became a world-class addict instead.
damn.
Jesus. He calls Brian a nerd, but tells him if he keeps hanging around with Regal, he'll need rehab just like Moxie.
And the damn left out the disco
So
biscuits.
harsh, horrible words here.
And then Jericho went, I'm glad I weed in your tea back in, which a reference I appreciate.
Yeah.
But then Regal went, I used to ram your toothbrush up my arse.
Bottom.
They go, whoa, that's disgusting. Who could do that? I did it to you last week.
Can we stop having feuds based around doing nasty things to each other's property?
Everyone's just reading Jericho's script, and then I got my toothbrush. Oh, do I have to say this? God.
Toothbrush in my ass.
Oh, and they...
That was good.
It wasn't good.
I appreciate the other. But then, yeah, and they stopped
Toothbrush
them.
it.
They went, no, stop singing, Judas, no, go. And then half the crowd kept going, I'm a cub. And then so, no, shut up. Well, that was good. It seems like Jericho's about to suggest a stadium stampede match. God, no. But Moxie takes exception to this and says he doesn't want to do sports entertainment. It was a different time, yeah. He instead challenges the JAS to a 10-man anything goes match. Jericho accepts and leaves, but Kingston wants to fight right now. Brian stops him and gets into a scuffle, which Regal breaks up. Ooh.
I want to address the burn on Eddie Kingston's eye, which last week looked horrendous and yellow and red and pussy and all sorts. Whatever.
We heard it. Go on.
Puss filled.
Puss filled,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's- you're technically right with that definition.
And this week, nothing. It was fine.
He got better.
It was perfect.
He's kind of, is it Wolverine who can like just...
Yes.
Oh, just regenerate.
He's done a bit of that.
Yeah. I just, ooh.
It's got black and yellow, just like Wolverine.
Yeah.
And Wiz Khalifa.
Thank you, Jack.
Because he's from Pittsburgh and
Yeah.
it's the colours of
Yellow.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Is she next?
Britt Baker faces the Joker of the women's tournament, and it's revealed to be Maggie Ito, her one-time tag partner. Okay. Britt wins, and Tony Storm comes out for a stare down after the bell.
Yeah,
Yay.
I think when we saw that the Joker was up against Britt Baker, we knew that the Joker probably wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
Especially when the winner would go through to face Tony Storm, who's been feuding with Britt. So it all kind of makes sense if you put the pieces together.
Yeah.
But I was kind of happy to see Maki Ito back.
It was good fun.
I know that some people don't like her.
I like her.
I know
think she's good.
Cornette doesn't like her. That's why.
Well, in that case,
I know
then,
that
yeah.
people like traditionalists or purists might
Yeah.
not like Maki Ito, but I do.
It's nice to have something a little bit different, though, isn't it? You know?
I was listening to something.
To lose.
And I can't remember what it was, but it explained why. Do you remember when she was singing during a match and then she bonked someone on the head with the microphone, but she did it really gently and it was rubbish. It looked crap. Apparently she did that because she still had her earphones in and if she'd gone boom, it would have blown out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't thought about that.
Apparently
What a
that's
great
fine.
spot that would be.
Roll him up for the pin. Done got him.
So I think
Crowd not knowing what
Imagine
the hell,
that.
what happened there.
I think that makes sense.
That's quite good, that.
I'm glad that no, it was legit. Like she didn't want to hurt her
Yeah,
ears.
I know, but
I
like,
get
imagine
it.
if that did happen, though. That'd be pretty. Well, it wouldn't be good for her ears, but like, that'd be
A great
cool.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she never wrestle again. That'd be a good spot. Tony Schiavone cuts an in-ring promo hyping up Double or Nothing, but he's interrupted by Serena Deeb, who's furious at everybody predicting that Thunder Rosa will beat her. Dustin Rhodes arrives to calm her down, but Deeb says he should know how difficult it was for women in her era, saying she had to go through hell to satisfy old perverts like him. So Deeb slaps Dustin.
Did she say like him as well?
I thought that was an implication. I mean, she
thought the
slapped him.
implication was like Vince.
Yeah, but he's not booked. Thunder Rosa arrives and tries to attack, but Dustin holds her back. Deeb hits Rosa with a title bell.
And walks off with it.
Oh, did she leave with the bell?
She left with a bell.
Oh, I
yeah.
missed that bit.
Yeah. It's so weird because I can't wait for the match, but And it's like, yeah, they don't get any time to do these things. It's always at the very last minute where, go to the toilet or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they do these segments. I'm like, oh, this is nice and long. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing?
I think...
So I'm complaining about everything. I know.
No, it's a valid criticism of this feud because it hasn't felt as natural as it should.
And it's not felt as like... I mean, we've not really had any blow-off or anything yet, but like it's not felt as good as what it should be either.
And I think...
It feels very forced. Like they're playing people that they're not.
Yeah.
It feels it's because there was all that... Well, this is just a guess. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, no.
Do it.
Trina Deep
Elephant.
sneezed.
Elephant.
Excuse me.
Trina sneezed.
Oh, the screen did this
sneezed the
thing
camera
again.
off.
Wow, what?
Anyway, are we still recording?
Yes.
So, I feel like that whole narrative was cropping up around this time of like AEW doesn't do enough with the women, WWE's women's division's better. And I feel like Tony's he's almost booking it like self-consciously. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, look, we're giving them mic time and everything. And it's like, wow, we kind of want to just sit and scrap.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know though.
But at least the positive, they didn't interrupt a backstage interview.
Like,
Yeah.
It was a front stage interview instead. There we go, it's completely different.
But it was weird last week when everyone, I remember that bit on commentary where Tony Schiavone and everyone was like, who you got for the women's title match? And they were all like, oh yeah, Thunder Rosa. And I was like, that's strange. And then this week it got addressed, so at least that made sense.
Yeah.
Because Serenity was like, you're all picking Thunder Rosa.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'll find.
Yeah.
The main event, Adam Cole beats Jeff Hardy to advance the tournament
sorry, Andrew.
in about 5.5 minutes.
Actually, who did you want to win in this one? These are two of your
These are two of my
your
favorite boys.
Yeah.
I think I wanted Cole to win in the end, but I know, right? But I actually quite liked how short this was. It was quite fast paced as well.
It certainly
Jeff
was.
it makes sense because Jeff
time
was
issues
still...
again with AEW.
Oh,
Wrestling,
but it kind of made sense to me because Jeff's still banged up from the match with Darby.
Yeah,
I guess you could say.
Well, when he takes his shirt off, he's got the thing on his ribs, doesn't he? The visual storytelling.
See, I'm used to when like Jeff Hardy takes the top off and goes, yeah,
Not
SmackDown. Yeah. Oh God. Cole thinks about attacking Jeff afterwards, so Matt gets in his face. The Young Bucks arrive and help Cole beat the Hardys down. Sting and Darby Allin arrive to make the save. It's weird. Sting helping Jeff. But Fish and O'Reilly turn the tables on them and Pillmanizes Sting's ankle with a chair, and we immediately go off the air.
They were running to do that. They were, get the chair
Oh my
out of
God,
his
his
foot."
ankle! Yeah.
Oh well.
And then the accountant was on again. I see the Americans joking about that.
Oh right. Okay.
So yeah, very, very quick, but you know what? I'm all right with a 5.5
Me too.
minute match.
Me too.
So
yeah. I always find the first half of Dynamite now is consistently better than the second half of Dynamite.
Yeah, it feels rich.
The first half's amazing. I'm like, I love Dynamite, and then I'm like,
it really starts off like Dynamite with a boom. Like, all right,
it's because it gets to the middle point where the Jericho Appreciation Society comes out, and then it just goes downhill from there. I hate it so much.
hey, the Jericho Appreciation
Hey
Society.
women, why don't you
hate
go
it.
have sex or
No, that's
something?
Scorpio Sky.
Jericho. All right, great.
You know, like Daniel Garcia.
I
Do you like Daddy Magic?
no.
That's the sort of name that you would love in wrestling.
I
all a bit of Daddy Magic.
I just don't know what it is. Like the characters there, you're right, they should work, but it just does nothing
Fair
for
enough.
me. And I just tune out.
I think I was scared of wizards.
Yeah, I am.
Woo.
They kidnap you and beat you up. Just like in Adam's stream.
Oh yes.
I
was the
wondered
reference.
where that was going.
I apologize.
We
Very
can't
good.
possibly beat that in this week of wrestling. We'll see you at next week's week of wrestling. Next week.
Goodbye. We'll stay around. We've got more segments.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Let's have a little look in the mailbag. Hello to all the delightful diddlers down in Dingley Dell. Wow. I don't really care for Twitter. I never got into Reddit. I have for many years now consumed my social media almost exclusively on Tumblr.
Wow.
Oh no. About a year ago, I discovered that wrestling has a pretty substantial community there. However, since I didn't want to follow a bunch of wrestling blogs, I just decided to follow particular tags. So when someone tags a post, I will get to see if I follow them or not. Bless you. Unfortunately, this led to the discovery of another active Tumblr community, Tumblr Wrestling Smut Fanfiction. Every day I get suggested posts about Kenny Omega performing some new kink or the new Bucks tag teaming. So here is my question. Oh, God. What is the strangest thing you have ever accidentally found while searching for something wrestling-related online? Cheers, lads. John K. from the middle of nowhere, Veronia? Sorry. Oregon, US of A.
Okay.
In case you're still doing the map thing.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
yeah.
It's a great idea. We get a map of America.
We'll do it
all the
next week.
states.
We'll do it next week.
Yeah. No, we'll order it now on the show and bore people to death. Thank you very much, John K.
Thank you.
Sadly, when it comes to stuff you weren't expecting to see, finding to be wrestling, probably those customs that various W wrestlers did. Let's see, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, and the Young Bucks, where it's just really stunningly awkward. And I was like, what the hell is this? They're all wearing tight things, and they're like grappling. And the description on these photos was like, oh, big macho Seth Rollins has got really building up the heat with his opponent, and they just got dead faces.
Yeah.
Completely unexpression. Just think of the money.
And
It's the most uncomfortable stuff you've ever seen.
They always seem to just be in someone's living room. It's like, nice.
Right. It's like, it's a wrestling
small
ring
room.
in a tiny room.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the middle of nowhere.
See, I don't often search for these
Please
things.
say anything.
or accidentally search for these things. But when me and Adam were doing the Backlash pay-per-view stream the other week, some people put us on this Reddit page called, I think it's called Wrestling with the Package or something, and it's literally
Oh, yeah, I know what that is.
just people like admiring wrestlers and
does
packages.
Balor feature a lot by any chance?
He
Okay,
does.
okay, all right.
And people who were watching, some of the viewers decided, let's just put pictures of Adam and Andrew in there, and we filled it. We filled the whole thing up. Was on like the front page of it, and then so many people got perma banned from it. So they can't post there anymore,
They can't go on
unfortunately. But
wrestling.
that
They
is like
make
the
a
weirdest
mockery
one.
of wrestling with package.
What? No, we weren't making a mockery. We were contributing our gorgeous looks to the cause. You know,
Adam is a wrestler. He's had matches.
exactly.
But was it his package that was being posted? Was it just
It was
his
just
face
pictures
and,
of
and the train gimmick, bro? How many communities is that guy going to ruin? Oh my god.
There was that one, and then there was another one that someone said look at as well, and I did, and it not good. It was something about wrestling fap or something. It's just weird. Just weird. Just literally people holding their tablets in their hands
Not the only
and
thing,
holding
right?
something else in their hands.
Oh, okay, great.
And then they post that. Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be, but I'm somehow not surprised anyway. Jack, say something else.
I've mentioned it already, but the fan fiction about myself going out with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella's imaginary teenage son was a bit weird.
What?
It must have been Ross on it, yeah. There was a fan fiction once where I was going out with, it was set in a weird time. So I was like, we were both teenagers and I was going out with Bryan and Brie's imaginary.
Someone wrote this.
Oh, I had multiple chapters. And,
No.
yeah, but then it just ended though.
No.
Oh, Andrew, I'm in quite a few fan fictions. I used to be quite a big. No, yeah. Me and Sam were always a gay couple in quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
She was great and loving partner.
Yeah.
But it was always like Sam was openly gay, and then I was always the one he had to like turn. It was always, yeah. But the Bryan and Brie
Beat it into
one,
him.
the Bryan and Brie one was it was because it was like Brie and Bryan are going off on the road to wrestle. It's like, don't get up to any funny business, you two. And me and the kid, like the son, are like, we won. And then it's like, so we've got you a babysitter, and we're like, oh no, it's bloody Nikki Bella. She's come round. And apparently me and her get on really well. And like, she's like the fun auntie and stuff.
She goes to make some sandwiches. You guys grapple,
Just a bit-
and then things happen.
Just a bit weird when it's you in it though.
It's a little bit. It is a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Aye.
Wow. That's blown my mind.
Yeah. I need to find that again because the person who wrote it just abandoned it.
Do you not have
No,
them
I was
like...
good with it. What, really?
I should message them.
You should.
More updates. I want to know what happens.
They're
to
writing
me.
it now.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Insert obligatory thanks for an amazing weekly podcast here.
Thank you.
We all say it as a way of introduction, and we all mean you four, whichever four it may be, have such a positive impact in our lives. Yeah, you're getting shout out. Man behind the camera.
Hey, thank you.
Now to our question. Everyone is aware that the once great pay-per-view Survivor Series has become a meaningless event with little build and no long-term stories. With this in mind, what can AEW do to ensure Forbidden Door doesn't follow down the same path?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because there's not
Yeah, it's
much
pretty
story build. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Especially for those people like me with little interest in New Japan and only know the Japanese wrestlers when they appear on Dynamite and inevitably lose.
Fair enough.
Keep on rocking. Former Coventry City flying winger Peter.
Owen Glovu. I think.
Glovu.
Yeah. Cheers,
It
Peter.
says here, his name is actually Graham Wright. I can see his email address, and he's a real human called Graham.
Is that Ross? Well, the footballers are
I
real
wasn't sure if I
human
was
as
supposed to read that or
well.
not. So I did. Thank you, Peter and Graham. Good tag team.
Cheers, Graham.
Yeah, that seems to be the build is, hey, it's New Japan versus AEW, and that seems to be enough for them. I'm not that fussed because I've never been a huge New Japan fan.
Okay.
And if I was watching with my mates who I'm no longer like hang out with or anything. So I may watch it, I may not, to be honest with you.
Oh,
because-
wow. Okay.
Not because I'm like, ugh, but I don't.
Well, this is evidence
Yeah.
that the Bischoff was right and Punk was wrong. There are casual fans.
I love Eric Bischoff, who's done it 3 weeks, used to be such a nice little podcast, and now all it is just ranting about the business.
What
and
did,
this.
what
I
did
have no
they-
idea what happened. Was he's done the Cornette thing, where he's realised, hang on, I can talk about how great it was to book Perry Saturn in '97, or I can write about AEW and have sites talk about that, and I'll just seize upon that.
What did AEW do to hurt him? Because he hates them, man.
Where's all the hits that we're getting? Oh, talk
yeah.
about this.
I thought
Right.
it might be because they're making him feel insecure because they're doing what he did, but like for longer.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Not
there
as
was
big,
a,
obviously, not as big, explosive at
I
times.
got told, I didn't see it or hear it. He has because it gets advertised at the start of the non-paid version of 83 Weeks, because I've got a business only podcast about business of wrestling. Business. No fanboying here. No, all right. I didn't hear it, but someone told me that the first one he does, he has someone on, and the idea is to bash AEW guests. And the guy goes, no, they're doing a great job.
Oh, Bischoff.
That's what I've been told. I've not heard it, so I've been grossly misinformed, which has happened in the past. But I like to think that was like, oh, so terrible. It's like, no, they sold out. Nearly sold out the show. New Japan. Oh, all right.
Big Bischoff Auckland's made a mistake there, hasn't he?
Bischoff Auckland.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's having peas pudding and going, I hate it. But so, what about you guys, more invested? What could someone do to make that a bit more
That's a really good question.
How are you a New Japan fan? Do you know?
Like
Okay.
I know the wrestlers, but stories and things I just don't.
More
follow.
secondhand than first-hand experience.
Yeah. So I know like the sort of dream matchups and stuff like that, and I'm sort of under the impression that it will literally just be a one and done kind of thing. Maybe some storylines will carry over with like Switchblade and Bullet Club and Elite and stuff like that, but I think a lot of them will be sort of just one and done type scenarios. So to like continue them on and further and maybe have stakes and stuff, I'm not really too sure.
But the good old days and have Sonny Ono and invade AEW.
Oh,
I think that the way they could do it, and it wouldn't totally satisfy everybody, but they've got such excellent video packages when they want. And I think they could really have Excalibur show highlights as he's talking about the history or whatever, talk to the wrestlers.
Yeah,
and
it's weird that they don't have more.
they can definitely do it if they want, but there is still a little while to go, I guess.
there's
But
not too.
I don't. I think you're right. I think it will be more of just a super card rather than And I think for some bit, like I'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I understand that for a lot of people, they'll be like, I need more context here. So
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know really the answer, Graham or Peter, but maybe that's just what it's going to be. Yeah, I don't know. The in-ring stuff should be really good.
I will, without a doubt.
Yeah, hopefully.
But not
It's
as
great
good
to
as,
say, wrestling was terrible.
but not as good as it could be with history and context.
Yes.
Because obviously that elevates good matches to great ones. Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you, lads. Shaggers. It's long-time Patreon and listener since the redacted days, but first-time emailer, Celestine
Oh my God, Baba Yaro's messaged in.
Oh, hello. As I sit
I'm already
here,
taking a look at this one.
as I sit here in my big posh gaff in Lagos, I often think about football and wrestling. When I score, I do flips, much like some of the wrestlers in the wrestling. I've been thinking recently, with all these masturbatory Bret Hart matches taking place, when does it just become a rip-off? In music, if you sample a song without permission, you're nothing but a dirty thief or scoundrel of sound.
Scoundrel of sound.
I like how this guy types.
Baba Yaro's got a great writing voice.
In art, like drawing pictures and that,
I like that. That's good.
That's how Nigerians talk.
You'd just be considered a phony, a dosser, and a dwad, as Alan Partridge would say. Comedy, film, fashion, writing, etc. All of these creative endeavors rightly look down on people who copy/steal from others. In wrestling, though, it's different. Everyone's got a big throbbing rod on. If you copy the opening to Bret versus 1, 2, 3 Kid, for example, Just wondered, what your thought of this? When does paying tribute to a wrestling match just become ripping it off? I'm asking this purely out of curiosity. I'd love to see Dax, Howard in the Owen Cup and wish he'd gone further, but I'm interested in what you think. Take care, all the best. Former Chelsea, Newcastle, Nigeria fullback, Celestine Babro. This guy's actually called Rob Needham. He's also again, wasn't sure I'm supposed to read that or not.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you, pal. Fantastic email.
That's a good
Oh,
question.
I think it's tricky because I like it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind these previous ones at all. Like the Punk and Derby one was like Brett and 1-2-3 Kid and stuff. But I guess it can go too far. It can become oversaturated, maybe.
Maybe when it's like little tiny sort of nods to stuff. If it's like the Brett and Stone Cold sharpshooter and bleeding and stuff, and you're doing something pretty much like something like maybe sometimes it works and then sometimes it does just feel like a blatant rip off. But I don't know where sort of the
because wrestling is so unique because fans don't just view one promotion and their body of work. Like, so if they reference something from like WWF in the 90s, it's almost like if a long-running TV show does a callback to something ages ago. So it kind of works.
And I guess because as well, a lot of these people have cross-promoted and been to these different places where they're also taken from. Maybe it doesn't feel as sort of like stolen as it does if it was, say, like a director steals something from another director kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
well, wrestling's weird because obviously sports are made to get a reaction out of the crowd and do this and that. So it's like, well, that worked. That crowd liked that bit. I'm going to borrow that.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Like, it used to be funny when they go, oh, that wrestler, that patented move of his. It's like, it's not patented.
Yeah, that's a very
All this
good
is
point.
borrowed. And someone say that the Bret Hart style. It's like, well, it's not like your Bret Hart-ism, you know, it's like one specific genre of wrestling. It's obviously tribute to Stampede, obviously the bits of whatever Bret wrestled throughout his entire career, but it's like that. So it's one particular type of wrestling from a particular period, and it works because not everyone's doing that.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the issue with AEW is there's so many different styles, and sometimes it'll be balls out and great and cool, and sometimes it'll be like, I feel like we're all reading off the same page this week, lads. All got the same type of match. So I like it when they do it, but I can certainly see where this person's coming from because if you're taking these things and you're going, okay, that just works.
Yeah.
If Dax went, hey, Brett did this, and then sharpshooter or whatever, it'd be like, oh, shut up, you idiot. But he's doing it because he gets a reaction out of the crowd.
Yes.
Some people, I guess, are going, ooh, I remember that, but some people are going, oh, no, yeah, good job, Dax. And you might as well borrow a wrestler who works.
Yeah.
Bret Hart, who do you ever beat? There's been the wrestlers who left the company of their own accord.
But
Screw you, Vince.
it's a very interesting question from Babiaro, so I appreciate that.
Done in a very funny way, but it's a good question. So
I'll tell you what, though, it would have been really good to see Dax and Kyle O'Reilly in the finals of that film. That would have been tasty.
But you know what?Maybe he's got a point, though. Maybe it really overshadowed what they're trying to do if they really did move for move Brett versus Owen from WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's like, no, lads, no, hang on. But thank you very much for those lovely mailbag selections. If you have any other thoughts, queries, or random footballers to show off what's on your head, please. Flex like Jack and go to
flexing and clicking.
mailbag at cultaholic.com.
Like the dinner lady freeing the lad from the bar.
Wrist piss. Hey there, hi there, ho there, did the Doritos.
Is that Stuart Little?
Hey there, hi there, ho there. Ho.
No, that's the Disney parade.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
M-I-C-K-E-Y. That's Irish for penis.
It is,
Mickey,
yeah.
I've got
Oh,
mine about
yeah.
that.
I heard about this recently.
Yeah, probably off me.
Was it last
I got
week
it from
when,
the-
when someone's taking the
Yeah.
Mickey?
But now I can't unhear it.
I got it from OSW, I think.
Yeah.
He's got his Mickey out there. Oh.
It's like, that's synced in, but then it's just like being reminded on the text screen, no, Maffew, Mickey's Irish for this. I went, oh. Okay. And they said that's why it was funny when Epic Mickey came out.
Oh, yes, it was. It was a podcast.
I
last
wrote
week,
an end of year awards once for the old magazine at What Culture, and my column was called The Jobbies. But Joe Henry pointed out.
Oh dear.
That's a good
but I kept it. That was funny.
Yeah. Just be like, what do you mean? It's a good jobby. Look, last week's movie question that devolved into Scott
Ooh,
Steiner
what's
movie
happening to the
inserts got
graphic?
me thinking about.
Okay.
That'll
Okay,
be
we're fine.
okay.
We're fine.
I
We're
think
fine.
we're
Yeah, we're
okay.
fine.
Richard.
Got me thinking about what movie roles should be improved by replacing a role with Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So imagine you have a chance to go to a world where everything is exactly the same, except the mentioned role was played by Scott Steiner instead.
Okay.
Which one would you choose to go to? Remember, this is Prime 08 TNA Mass Promo era.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner, of course. Who else would be? Sorry, fastest thought first. Jack.
Right.
Andrew, me, Scott Steiner as Morpheus. Instead of Lawrence, it says Lawrence Fillmore.
Fillmore?
Fish-
Fisher?
Yeah.
Fishbone.
Fishbone, yeah.
Fisher.
Lawrence Fillmore. And the guy's not going to use Google. In The Matrix versus Scott Steiner as the Joker. Instead of Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight.
I think Scott Steiner and Morpheus are quite similar anyway. So I'm going to go for now. Just the little glasses. The little glasses.
yeah.
Do you want to fight?
Yeah, I was going to say, I know wrestling. Oh, yeah?
Do you even fight?
Take over the red steroid or the blue steroid.
And he's sitting in a recliner. You know, like where he's got like the chair. That would be good. that one.
Get
Easy.
back to the Nebuchadnezzar, the spaceship. Steiner, I'm going for Matrix.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so good.
Scott Steiner as Snape in the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, wow.
What a week for that. Versus Scott Steiner as Frodo in All the Rings
Oh
movies.
my word!
can't
Imagine
do
poor
Frodo.
Sam carrying
my
him
God.
up the side of the volcano.
What, he could be Petey Williams.
I can carry you, Scott Steiner. Yeah, he's Petey Williams. Oh,
Frodo,
man.
it's a one-way street. Okay.
Just what?
Instead of Gollum bites his finger when he falls into the
Yeah.
volcano, just puts him in the Steiner recliner.
You'll drop that ring!
What was the other one? Sorry, Snape.
Snape.
I'm going for Snape 100%. Mr. Potter, pay attention.
Holla, if you hear me.
You know the bit in the first film, Old Book, where there's the Quidditch match and they think Snape's jinxing Harry's broom and he's like,
Yeah.
whoa! And then they pan across the crowd. Instead of Snape looking a bit shifty, it's just...
I was going to say, it's just Steiner.
The harder he flexes, the harder the spell works.
Yeah. It wasn't for Professor Scott Steiner muttering his little countercut.
That one.
Yeah,
Because
that
then
one.
you could use the chainmail as like the invisible cloak or something as well.
Ooh, lovely.
When God living, fireball.
Just drops the one and just hits him with a pile driver.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner as William Wallace in Braveheart.
Oh.
Versus Scott Steiner as the Predator in
This
Predator.
is just to make us play out.
This guy really liked this bit last week.
I've never seen any of the Predators. I've just seen...
You only see, well, actually, the second one's crazy, but the first one's the one you see.
Yeah, Jesse
So I'm going to
Ventura.
go for Braveheart, but just by default.
Predator, yeah.
No, Braveheart.
Oh, you're going for
Yeah,
Braveheart?
sorry.
I think I'd go for Predator.
I
Okay.
thought Braveheart was rubbish.
But I just imagine him giving the speech.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
no, I want it so they can do a really insensitive statue of Scott Steiner in the middle of Glasgow. That has to be put in a protective cage for people throwing stuff in it.
God.
What was the thought process behind that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
The really crap Braveheart
Yeah.
statue.
That's good, that.
Of
Why would
Mel
they do
Gibson.
that?
as Braveheart. Oh, what?
Yeah, it says Mel Gibson as
Yeah.
William Wallace.
Oh, okay. Strange.
I love that. Scott Steiner as Mickey Rourke. Don't remember the character's name.
In The Wrestler.
In the wrestler.
Versus Scott Steiner as Deckard in Blade Runner.
Randy the Ram, wasn't it?
Randy the Ram, yeah.
I've never seen Blade Runner.
I've never seen Blade Runner either.
But I have seen The Wrestler.
Well, it's
too.
good. That'll be the version with the monologues.
But I'd still go for
Right.
the Blade Runner one because Scott Steiner in The Wrestler is already a wrestler.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Plus,
Scott
it's-
Steiner
it's-
in Blade Runner.
Some of these things are realistic. You know, Morpheus or Snape. He goes to the top rope in this. Anyway, yeah, Deckard and Blade Runner. Yeah.
Can he just be
He's
like...
no, because it's all like, are you,
Is he
are you
the guy-
replicant or human? But is he starting with his chainmail, his sunglasses at night, his dyed blonde goatee, walking around in spandex? Wow, you gotta be a replicant, right?
Is
no!
He, is this where the speech comes from, like Tears in Rain? Is that from
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh. I've not seen it, but I know of the
Yeah, yeah,
speech.
yeah.
I got told I looked like him, which I don't think I do.
What?
I know. I was a younger and skinnier man. I had I had a bit of a jawline there.
I
But I
you,
didn't.
but
I didn't. No, I don't. I
you
know. I don't. I know.
No,
It's a weird one.
we established this. It's gravity falls on nothing.
Or former heroin addict Pete Doherty.
Oh, that's a good one.
Scott Steiner. See, so encouraging. As Nicholas Angel from Hot Fuzz. Versus Scott Steiner's Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh no, Hot Fuzz.
Doing the flips over the fences and everything.
Just runs straight.
Chasing the goose. Gets the goose in the
Swan,
Steiner
swan,
recliner. Sorry, the
swan.
swan.
Just one
The
swan, actually.
It's just one swan, actually.
Oh, and he'd be hitting it like the disco duck.
Yeah. I hate ducks.
Leslie Tiller. Oh yeah, it's Hot Fuzz. It's Hot Fuzz. Him and Nick Frost would be a great double act.
That'd be amazing.
Oh,
just
he has
make
something that you'll never have. What's that? A WWE tag title.
Just make Nick Frost Rick Steiner instead.
Oh,
Then I
yeah.
want to see the Steiners as police. We're the police cops. Surrender.
I'll distract the goose. Oh.
It's just a swan, actually.
Just the one.
Oh, shut up. Scott Steiner as Michael Jordan in Space Jam. That's a real person. Versus Scott Steiner as Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers movie. Now, really moving on to the best films.
I'm getting
I haven't seen
got
that
a call
film
from
in
unknown number there.
so long.
Oh, I used to love that Power Rangers.
I think I'm
movie.
gonna
Gave me
go for the
everything
Power
I wanted
Rangers
as a
one.
kid from a film.
What was the first one, sorry?
It's Michael Jordan from Space Jam.
Yes. Yes, please. That one. Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Power Rangers. He's already the perfect Power Rangers villain. He actually is.
I just love when he arrives and he's like, I'm the universally despised, universally disliked Ivan Ooze. And he goes, oh yeah, with the Power Rangers. Woohoo! Give me a power book.
I'll
It's
only,
almost there.
I'll only have him in Space Jam if he also sings the theme tune. Come on and slay!
If you wanna
Steiner line! Oh, no.
What you gonna do? Hey, it kind of works.
No, baby, Steiner could take on the Power Swords without needing to get big.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
Hey, I'll do you an egg. Scott Steiner as Mary Poppins in Mary Poppins. Thank you
Yes.
for clarifying which Mary Poppins it was. Versus Scott Steiner as Bill Murray's character in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray? Bill Murray's not in Mrs. Doubtfire.
No, I don't think
Do
he
they
is,
mean
right?
Robin? Do they mean Robin Williams?
He must do.
Is Bill Murray in Mrs. Doubtfire?
Whoa.
We gotta check now. I don't think he
I've
is.
seen that film 9,000 times. Bill Murray's not in Mrs.
Okay,
Doubtfire.
fair enough.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Absolutely.
Wait, is he?
That'd be
Let me
so
just check.
good.
Is Bill Murray?
No. The other one then,
Yeah, the other one.
which was
Come on.
Mary Poppins. All right.
Have they? Do you know what they've done? In their brain, they've been thinking of Space Jam
Space
when they've
Jam.
written the next one, and they've gone. Bill Murray was in
Hey,
Space
I
Jam.
know Dan Aykroyd was in this film.
Yeah,
It's Doubtfire.
I don't think he went. I don't think so.
No, but Pierce Brosnan's in that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the dad. He's the dad that goes out with the mum.
He's the stepdad.
Yeah,
he's
the
the,
stepdad,
he's the
sorry.
daddy.
And
daddy.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Don't do it like that.
What?
And then Mrs. Doubtfire, oh, look at that. Oh, because snaps the thing off the Bentley. Oh, it just fell off. Scott Steiner as Simba, the Lion King. Christ. Versus Scott Steiner as Buzz Lightyear. Not animated. Not animated. Live actioned in Who Framed Roger Rabbit style while wearing a
Yes.
Poundland Lion / Buzz Lightyear costume.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going for the Buzz Lightyear
Go
one.
Buzz
yeah,
any
yeah,
day.
yeah.
He looks so good in a
He
Buzz
would.
Lightyear suit.
He really would. And the scene where Buzz can't fly when it's sad, he just dropped like a stone.
He would.
Like a Bad Blood 03 when he's trying to hit test. I say him was Lion King going, everything the light touches belongs to us. What about those Darklands? It's New York. You want to go there? That's all I got, Diddlerinos.
Thank
Being
you.
American,
That's
I tried to
amazing.
localize it for you strange island dwellers as much as I could.
Okay.
Insert 90s TV show reference and local football club reference. Well, thank
Thank
you. I'm
you.
such a big fan
Cheers.
of that thing and that thing. Thanks, Jacob from America. I'll be great for the big math we get. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Jacob from America.
All of them. That's all of them done. Thank you very much. And just a little time to say thank you to the Patreon producers, GTA John, Reno 2200, Noah Anderson, and
Anderson.
Nick Harabi.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, you get.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely little podcast we've
Aw.
had. Oh, this is time for just a little bit more. And as of course, who's going to win these two Owen Hart tournaments? Owen Hart Foundation tournaments.
Yes.
Easy for me to say. Both the men's and the women's. So, start with the men's. Who's left in the tournament? It's Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Samoa Joe and Kyle O'Reilly.
He's
up
wrestling
against-
O'Reilly, and then the winner's wrestling
Adam Cole.
Because I think he's already through the final.
It's a bit weird and confusing when they're not doing them all. Like,
I'm guessing
the
it'll.
same weeks.
When are they doing Joe O'Reilly's on Rampage? Might be.
Might be.
And
Might have already happened then.
nah.
No, I should have set up for Dynamite.
That's
surely.
such a big
That's
match.
too
You
big
think-
for-
yeah,
too big
you'd
for
think
Rampage.
so.
You know how weird it is because they were so rushed towards the end of Dynamite. They didn't do the usual like recap where excitement goes matches. So I think we're
I
guessing.
didn't even
with
notice that, but yeah. I think, as we said earlier, Kyle O'Reilly will win. Yeah. But if he doesn't, because Joe, I think he's more likely to lose to Joe than he is to lose to Cole in the final. I think he could probably beat Cole.
No.
Yeah.
It's a natural match. Cole and O'Reilly.
Oh no, I hope they don't. If they do have O'Reilly win, I hope they have him just actually win legitimately, not because like Lethal and Satnam's thing and them have like.
Well, that's what I'm
That's
thinking might
exactly what's gonna
happen.
happen,
That's
yeah.
what I'm thinking
Gotta
might
protect
happen.
the whatever Ring of Honor
Ring of Honor
title
TV
Tojo
champion.
has.
I think that's going to happen, actually.
Damn
it.
You know what? Ring of Honor would love that. Wow, what a sports entertainment finish for Ring of Honor.
Still shake hands at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they did that, would be amazing.
Oh, Triple H and Sting literally did that. They used cheated they used weapons. NWO came out and everything, and at the end, Sting's like, "You got me, kid."
You got me.
I was thinking about this today. It's so weird. I remember like when Seth gave Sting the Sting Killer poem.
Yeah.
I remember being like, "What? Sting would not have taken that move in '89, and now here he is, the rival age of old, taking a risky move like that." This is ridiculous. I was so mad. Like, Seth Rollins an idiot. Yeah, they're right. All these old people are calling out are right. What a risky person. Fast forward nearly 10 years. Sting's jumping off balconies. And is completely fine.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. Sorry about that.
So Kyle O'Reilly for the men.
I think Kyle. But now I'm wondering, and I don't think they do this in the fight of like such a tournament, but imagine if it is O'Reilly and Cole at the end, and then O'Reilly just lays down on the floor for Cole to pin him.
What a rib.
No.
Owen Hart, a great
Imagine.
ribber. No, they wouldn't do
No,
that.
they won't do that. I do really want Kyle O'Reilly to win.
Maybe we're looking too complexly at it. Maybe it is just going to be Joe face versus Cole as a heel in the final.
That would be also
still be
very good,
Oh,
though.
it would,
Yeah,
it would
that'd be
very
really,
good,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, but I think O'Reilly.
Me too.
Canadian.
Yeah.
And it's something for story as well, isn't it? A
Yeah.
little bit of something to pepper in there, which would be really cool. The more spice, boys.
What about the women's? Who was left in that? We've got
Britt Baker,
Tony.
Tony Storm,
Ruby.
Ruby Soho.
Is it? And then it's the winner of Red Velvet and Chris Statlander.
Yes, it is, yeah.
I think Ruby.
Do you?
I think.
Yeah.
I think Tony.
Tony.
I think Tony, yeah.
Me and you love Tony because remember Tony Berg back in the day because she'd never lose.
You love referencing the Tony's indie
so
run of
great.
never losing.
Because people be like, there's so many people like, oh, whatever, Tony who? We don't know. And she's there. We did that promo. It's like, well, what have you guys ever done other than just win the AEW women's title? And people are like, oh, what else are you going to do, you idiot? I'm like, no. Do you understand? Tony won everything.
everything.
Every match.
match.
She never lost.
I think that I think
She left WWE.
I think Britt will beat Tony.
Yeah.
I think Tony will beat
No.
Jamie Hayter. Oh, she already has beat Jamie.
She already has, yeah.
I think Britt will beat Tony by cheating, and then Ruby will be the one to vanquish Britt.
Oh.
because I think they're on opposite sides of the bracket.
And then I guess you get a babyface win one and a heel win the other, with O'Reilly and Cole.
I just think that they haven't really done enough with Ruby after a big exciting debut and everyone was buzzing.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But right now, I think with Tony, they need to do something or...
Should be the new Ruby.
another-
It's quite hot, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all this fire and spice on her and stuff like that. Yeah, have her win. Why do people like
Yeah.
it? Because she wins everything.
And she is cool.
Yeah.
She wins and is cool.
She's
Yeah.
got them glasses that are cool.
She's got 80s theme music.
80s.
Like the Dr. Octopus glasses, little sunglasses.
He's from
she wears.
Spider-Man, yeah.
He is from Spider-Man, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
I'm doing it, guys.
So good. I'm so proud of you.
One of us.
So yeah, wouldn't it be great if we guessed that and we were right and we actually looked like we knew what we were talking about.
So you think Tony?
I'll let point out I never predict tournament finals
do you not?
correctly.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
sorry,
right.
Tony.
Oh, wow.
I would say
okay.
what I want to happen. So
What do you want to happen? Do you want Tony
Tony
to win?
would.
Yeah.
Tony?
So
and
what
you
happened?
think as well?
So Ruby Soho would be someone, or if not Tony, then realistically Chris.
That would
Because
be
again,
yeah.
just had the repackage, and by that I mean she wears black now.
Yeah.
And it would be silly for her to do that hard work and then get beat straight away.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to stick with Ruby. I'm going to go out on a limb a little bit.
I mean, if she loses this and doesn't win, she have to change to a different color.
What
Oh no! Next week, blue Chris.
Blue Chris.
Oh, Chris laughed at you. I thought you meant she'd be called like Green Soho, Sapphire Soho.
She keeps changing colors, finding one that works.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow!
Let us know what you think in the
Please
comments
let us
on the-
know. we would have talked. The big question would have been something about obviously the big WWE news right now, the contract.
Are we talking about that?
God, we had a lot of videos this week about it already.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do that. Obviously, to start the podcast. Jack, what have you got to tide us over until next time?
I have a Twitch stream with Owen again on Wednesdays
yes.
at 6 p.m. Up the Fabes, Cultaholic FC on Football Manager. And Weirdest Episodes is still being edited because I gave Luke a very long script, but he's just doing his best and I don't blame him. But Owen says that Luke showed him a few little sneaky bits and he says it's funny. So I'm glad that Luke manages to... He kind of makes me look better than I am. And... I think that's it for now. I think that's it.
Fantastic. The series where Jack has come into his own. I've seen the
Thank
reviews.
you. Thank you very
That's from
much.
Roger Ebert. And Andrew, what have you got for us?
Yeah, Twitch
I'm getting
stream
2
as
thumbs
well.
up. I'm so school.
Yay.
Wait.
Coming quicker than FedEx.
That's from Spider-Man. Well done.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Twitch stream on a Monday, 6 p.m. We're doing a 2K22 career playthrough thing. And then I think, hopefully, if I get all the tweaks done and dusted, I think the first episode of Lost Wrestling Media is going up. First solo series on the channel. So looking forward to that. And hopefully people like it. We'll see what happens.
Excited.
What
Forward
about
That
you,
solo
Maffew?
Oh, I've got a new brand spanking episode of Botchmania out with lots of stuff happening that isn't supposed to. And also H Bomber Guy making a cameo appearance.
Wow, that's a big name.
Right.
From the world of gaming YouTube. Gaming YouTube?
Yeah.
Gaming
Yeah,
YouTube.
and international
He's from
YouTube
gaming
for a
YouTube.
bit.
Really? Bloody hell.
Well, yeah, that Donkey Kong 64 stream.
So
that.
is he a wrestling
Everyone
fan as
just
well?
joined in from the planet.
Is he a wrestling fan?
Yeah, they followed me on Twitter. I went, hey,
Fair play.
shoot your shot. And they said, I like Botchmania. I went, hello. I look sounding my best, obviously.
Get KSI on it as well, man. It's probably not that easy to get a hold of KSI.
Yeah, I did. I'm
But
too low down for that. But yeah, so there's that. And obviously, me and Tom doing the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review to watch along of Backlash 01.
Oh.
Spoilers. We won't talk much about the show, but we do our best. Tom tries to remember an old cartoon that he watched as a kid, and I went, "You're making this up." So some of the lines of, there's dinosaurs in it, and one has the ability to do hole punches in bits of paper.
What?
I went, come on. And then he went on Twitter in like 2 minutes. People were like, you mean this? And he found
Oh,
it.
it sounds, I was just thinking of that comic strip that never changes, and it's dinosaurs every strip. They're all in the same poses each time, but the dialogue changes.
What's that?
I know what you mean. Yeah, the web thing.
There's like a green T-Rex, and then there's like another thing, and
yeah,
it's really just basic. And then,
Yeah.
Anyway,
It wasn't that. But you
years
can
ago.
watch that to find out what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a reminder, the Cultaholic Hall of Fame can still be voted for. Patreon.com/Cultaholic.
Yeah.
On breakneck speed here, lads. And obviously, any thoughts, questions, queries, or Reese's Pieces, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. This has been Jack. This has been Andrew. This has been Papa Jack, who's done nothing. And this has been myself, Maffew. Thank you very much for listening and watching as always. We're now going to point at the big screen. I count to 3, going to say the famous expression that we all know and love, which is 1, 2, 3. Wah! Braun Breaker! I will get you! Wah!
He's from Spider-Man.